I was
I'm Tiger.
Ooh.
okay. Let's see. Oh,
Strong.
the this I mean, like,
oh,
as much as I want to, like, it's just like
to
you know, like
like yeah.
So but like
exactly.
If, like but I mean, look, they're on basically, like, it's like you know, you were like
how's it going, guys? We got another quartering crash out day. How was your weekend? We also have some Baldoverse updates today. Be sure to hit the like on the stream. Oh, hold on a second. I actually have a thing for this, don't I? What did the quartering say? Get certified or something? Oh, here it is. Like the video. So you gotta like the video, subscribe, and set notified for the stream. Now, just before I was putting this all together, I found something a bit interesting, actually. This is a channel called Fireship. There's 4 million subscribers on YouTube. Millions of WordPress users just got hacked again. Let's take a quick look at their video intro. Let's see what they're saying, eh?
Galaxy Brain.
Muted. There we go. All right, now we're not muted.
8 months ago, some Galaxy Brain hacker quietly penetrated the back door of more than 30 WordPress plugins, and no one noticed until now. Somehow, this massive collection of different WordPress plugins for silly UI updates was instantly turned into malware with a crazy supply chain attack. That means one minute, your Countdown Timer Ultimate plugin is converting sales on your website, then the next minute, it becomes a remote control demon on your server that steals all your data and leaks photos of your wife's boyfriend to the Kiwi farms.
Let's fucking go. Everybody's getting in. It's the, what are people calling it? The unemployed Avengers. It's a big day for the unemployed. That's why I'm here, obviously. Holy shit. It's too funny. It's too funny. We have a couple chats to get into. I think we'll do the next stuff first, but that's a bit shorter. And then we're going to the quartering stuff next because that's a bit fatter. But we do have some chats that came in before the stream. But very cool by Fireship. I guess they do like video essays on all sorts of things. Look at that. Look at that. Zombie Licorice with a $10 says credit on pointing out Jeremy's shorts. But what are the oranges for today, chat? But yes, I heard you say it like a week before everyone else, and I'm starting to look like it is going to be a big problem for him. Side scrollers roasted him. Yes, we got the side scroller stuff tonight. That is very funny. What's the guy's name? Stuttering Craig. He's doing something very, very funny in regard to this. We have Iram with 20,000 RDR says, how's your weekend? So how's your guys' weekend and upcoming weekend? I unironically love saying this just all the time now. It'll be like the evening, the morning. It's all very, very entertaining. But it is true. What are the oranges for? I'll have to find out later in the day. But let's get into the next stuff first. So I'll go back to this folder here. Now we got a little bit of celebration for Nick. We got to see what he's up to. If you haven't seen Nick's show in a while, it has changed. This is the state of the Rekieta audit, the Rekieta stream right now. This is exactly what it's like watching his stream.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. I don't believe in being licensed, apparently. to practice law because I am currently suspended, but not for anything fun.
Leisure Suit Larry. Apparently people are saying that he's trying to cosplay as Lupin the Third, which is honestly just a disappointment to Lupin because Lupin's a great guy. Fire Pa with a 2 says, I came here for the transformative content. Well, we'll do our best tonight. All right, so Nick has a message for everyone. Let's have a look. He's going to get serious. He's going to take off the glasses.
Will you join me?
Let's see.
Will you join me for a moment in something?
All right, serious. He's going to bring out the singer's voice, maybe.
Glasses off for this one.
Glasses off and glasses down.
It is now April 15th of 2026. That means I have been sober for 1 year, 365 days today. So thank you for sharing that with me. That happened just 15 minutes ago, and I am now 365 days sober, y'all. On to the next 365, and so on. So
I'm seeing a lot of X's in the chat. What does the chat mean by this? I mean, if you think that Nick has been sober, press, if you don't believe it, press X to doubt. Of course, if you join as a member, you get a special emoji for that. Short plug there. I mean, can you really call it sober if you have a prescription for weed, if you're doing all kinds of uppers and downers just to get through the day, you have actual state-mandated ketamine therapy? I mean, maybe he hasn't had alcohol, although I doubt that as well. I think this video is by Third World Aristocrat, by the way, who seems to have come out of retirement to put a couple bangers together for us. That's good stuff, good stuff. But Nick has claimed that he is now, as of, I guess this was yesterday, 365 days sober. Good for him, honestly. I mean, if it was true, but I don't think it's very true. Now, what is this little thing in the background here? What is that? What is that? Well, if we go over to Scarebro's Twitter, of course, Scarebro is one of the leading Baldo A-logs and has updates on the daily. It says, breaking Baldo news. Narcissist Nick Rekieta suffers a probation sanction. Nick admits to missing drug tests on March 16th and April 3rd, 2026. But Minnesota is merciful to its druggies, and Nick has accepted increased drug testing and an additional 16 hours of community service instead of confinement. Look, if this was anyone else, they probably would have got some time in jail. But of course, the zooluminati is working in Nick's favor to keep him out and give him these light sentences. But it's going to be 16 more hours of shoveling shit outside the prison for Nicky Boy. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Yeah, there's no justice in the world, chat. But Nick told us sobriety and probation compliance was easy. So much for getting off probation early, I guess. Looks like the pay pigs will have to suffer with less Rekieta. I mean, that's actually a bonus for them that don't even know. And you can see here, the recommended probation violation sanction is confirmed by judicial order. The above-named offender participated in the sanction conference process, admitted to failing a test, or failing to test, on the 3rd of March and the 4th of April, and has accepted the following recommended probation violations. Increased testing. It doesn't matter because they're only testing for alcohol. I mean, he's perfectly fine with his whippets and his Ritalin or his Riddle Out or his Adderall or whatever he's snorting, his state-mandated ketamine. He's got his weed prescription. I'm not even joking. He has this. But I guess he's just been sober for an entire year. Congratulations, Nicky Boy. You know, it's kind of funny. I kind of want to jump into the quartering stuff right now because there's a very funny also sober alert for Jeremy. But I think we'll get to it when we get to it because Jeremy decided to give up drinking on his birthday, which was a couple days ago, I believe on Sunday. So he's like, no, he's just going to go straight cold turkey, no rehab, no drinks. Place your bets in the chat now. How long do you think the quartering sobriety lasted? I mean, honestly, if he was getting sober, I would commend him for it, but I just have my doubts about it. All right, so let's see. We have a couple Rekieta clips here from, I think, a new clipper, Slopaganda. I'm going to give him a like and a shout out. This is Rekieta shares his legal strategy for the HRO hearing in June. All right.
Aaron's very proud of his attorney, a guy named Brian Johnson. Right. Aaron's very proud.
Was I listening to this on schizo mode or no? He just sounds like this. Okay.
Attorney, a guy named Brian Johnson, because at the HRO hearing, after the HRO hearing, you know, I'm not allowed to speak to Aaron. So obviously I don't want to do that.
I mean, that's just a lie.
No, actually, Donovan, not to get too personal, but he considers toys as cheating and infidelity.
So this is Aaron. So apparently there's no dildos allowed in the steel toe household. I don't know if this is true or not, but that's what he says.
So no.
He's not talking about the Transformers that were taken away from him by that bitch teacher when he was a kid. This is the very first canon moment in Rekieta's history, is the Transformer toys being taken away. So he's very serious when it comes to toys.
That was not allowed
indeed.
In the Imholt house.
No Baldos, indeed. He's joyless.
Like, again, unreal. Unreal. Again, but this is a guy who is physically abusive, verbally.
I mean, this is a bold card for Nick to play. I don't know if he wants to be calling other people physically abusive when they have all of these allegations of him like choke slamming his son in the chiropractor's office, the one that he's been banned from. I've personally heard stories of him hitting his daughter in the back of the head with a keyboard from an eyewitness account that wasn't Aaron, by the way, because people are like, well, it's just Aaron, so it can't. No, it's not from Aaron. This happened well before it. As well as abusive allegations towards his own wife, screaming and yelling at her. So I don't know you want to be calling Aaron abusive. It's a bit of a bold card to play for Nicky boy.
Abusive and is also a giant pussy. A giant pussy. Oh, yeah. So the HRO hearing happens.
All
Nothing happens at this hearing.
Well, that's not exactly true, at least according to our eyewitness, Mama Kay. I got so felted the other day because my camera was under attack. I don't know, like, it's StreamYard chat. It's literally not me. Okay, I've changed no settings and the camera's just working today. It's not my fault.
Except we get the scheduling into June. And that's not surprising. That's not surprising. You know, that involves the court's calendar. And if you're setting for a, like a full day trial, it's gonna be out a couple months. This has been my concern. It's like, why aren't we scheduling this trial? Even if we're going to pursue the settlement stuff, I wanted the trial scheduled as soon as possible, because we can still try settlement in the meanwhile. If we don't get there, we go to trial like everything else. But it was just being held up. So anyway, we have the full hearing. All of that gets, which I'm going to discuss in a minute. But this is kind of some of the big drama from it.
All right, the big drama.
At the end of the hearing, again, as I mentioned, I'm not able to.
Now, this is going to be really interesting because Nick actually has a completely different perception of reality at this point. And obviously you want to try and, you always try and tell your stories that are more favorable to your own, life. You want to be the hero in your own story. But Nick is so far gone at this point. His brain is so abused by whippets and every other thing that he did. He completely believes that all of his behavior is normal. Now, we don't have footage from inside the courtroom when Nick screamed at Aaron's attorney and told him to do his CLEs, which is the continuing learning credits or education. But Nick thinks, I kid you not, that this was a normal interaction. He's going to let's listen to him say it.
Talk to Aaron. Aaron don't want to, but his lawyer was there. His lawyer is someone I do want to talk to because his lawyer is pursuing this cause of action. And I thought it would be friendly as a lawyer, was suspended or not. I thought it would be a friendly gesture.
This is a friendly gesture to go up behind somebody and yell at them, you got to do your CLEs, and then stamp your fist. As Mrs. K described yesterday, I think it was. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. That he made his hands into two fists, shoved them down by his side, stamped on the ground, and said, you've got to learn your CLEs. And then he got trolled. He got baited by Aaron's lawyer to saying it again in front of a judge. He can't believe he took the bait. The hooks weren't even, there was no bait on the hooks. He took it.
To inform Aaron's lawyer or remind him that he should probably read the harassment statute.
Why? Like, even if we take Nick's interpretation of these events as accurate, how could this possibly be seen to an adverse party as a friendly gesture to, like, look up their learning on this subject of harassment? It doesn't make any sense at all. It's clearly a provocative, inflammatory banter. I mean, would be the best interpretation of it. But Nick thinks this is actually a normal behavior for him. And we know that he's lying because he's so unhinged that you can see him screaming outside of the courtroom the moment he leaves it on Mama K's video, where he's like yelling down the street in broad daylight. You know, people maybe going to work, going to school, whatever. He's like, "You fucking bitch!" As the dented Mustang pulls out of the courtroom parking lot. So we know that he's just completely unhinged. Which is why I recommended that Mama K should probably, you know, bring like a buddy to the next hearings. Like, don't go there alone, because he honestly could snap at any time. He's not a safe man to be around. Although he does have, like I said, the body of Eugenia Cooney. So maybe he should be fine. Because, I mean, let's be honest, he couldn't even beat up with it. That's why he targets children, I guess.
He should probably read that. So I said, and I said in a very calm, normal voice. I was alleged to have been either crying or yelling or both. Neither of those things are true.
Do you think he's lying, chat? Press 1 for lying, 2 for he's a true good boy that didn't do nothing wrong. So you have Aaron's lawyer, Aaron, and Mama K, 3 different people in the courtroom saying that you screamed, yelled, and were a little bitch, a little child in the courtroom. But Nick is like, no, actually, I was very calmly. This is like, reminds me of the, you know, that meme from Harry Potter. Dumbledore said calmly, "Did you put your name into the goblet of fire, Harry Potter?" Dumbledore said calmly. This is what Nick is trying to say is the truth of the matter.
I just walked up and I said, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, you should read the harassment statute and maybe do a CLE on it," which I thought was like a funny self-dig because I'm suspended for not doing CLEs. That was,
you can see that Nick was very successful in his stand-up routine. He's got a very good sense of humor. That
was kind of a joke, but also true. He should read the harassment statute and do a CLE on it because he clearly doesn't understand it.
If people have a different interpretation of the law, that's literally all of courtroom interactions. You have 2 parties that have adversary on the whatever the topic is, and they're both arguing that the same statutes mean different things. This is literally all of law. 50% of lawyers are getting things wrong all of the time. Also, we got Coffee Cat with a 10 saying, "I met Nick once at a con like 6 years ago. This is not the guy I met." Yeah, we all miss the old Nick, honestly. Like, Nick used to be a good entertainer. He used to have a good mind on his in his head, but he just changed. And this is what drugs, abuse, rampant degeneracy does to people. Maybe it's venereal disease. Maybe it's, you know, something like chlamydia, syphilis or something. Maybe it's just the whippets, but he's a completely different person. It's unrecognizable. And we all miss the old Nick, I think, but he's not coming back. They may have once been a path to redemption, but he's chosen the path of violence against women and children.
He doesn't seem to grasp what harassment is and what harassment isn't. And he says to me, "What? I didn't hear you." And so I said, "Oh." And so then a little bit louder, I said, "You should go ahead and reread the harassment statute and do a CLE on it."
I can't believe he took the bait. Like, Brian Johnson actually sounds pretty smart, because clearly what he was doing here was baiting you into making yourself look like a deranged lunatic in front of the judge, which would be favorable for Aaron's court case. You know that one thing that lawyers have to do? Zealously advocate for their client? Any means necessary, provided it doesn't break the, ethical obligations. This is a really smart move, in my opinion, by Brian Johnson. Even if it's just for banter, even if it's just for a bit of a giggle, even if it's just to troll this clearly deranged individual, he made you look like a complete retard in front of the judge. And judges, they're going to take notice of that. Now, I still think that the HRO probably will eventually be dismissed, but it's already been going for like a year at this point. And now it's going to last until June.
And he says, I was kidding. I heard you. And I said, "Okay, I don't know why you said you didn't hear me then." And I turned around and walked out the door. That's how that went. I don't think I was crying. I know I wasn't yelling or screaming or any of the alleged like adjectives or anything else.
I mean, he was screaming outside of the courtroom moments after this event, so it's pretty reasonable to assume that he was screaming in the courtroom as well.
We're out there, but that's how that went. And now I know something. Brian Johnson
All right, this is Nick's 5-point plan for taking down the toe.
From Heller Thane in St. Cloud responds to childish behavior like a child rather than like a professional. See, a professional.
So Brian Johnson is the child in this situation, not the man that's like seething to the point that he has to turn around, slam the doors, yell at people, stamp his foot, actually like an impotent child. It's Brian Johnson. That's the child. And Nick is going to exploit this for great profit in his own words.
Attorney who acts in a professional manner, not me, but I'm not this way, but other ones. What they would do is say, thanks, I have. Because it's a ridiculous thing for me to walk up and say this to him.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But he's the childish one. Oh my goodness. I thought at one point that Nick was just like, putting on a face for his audience to make it seem like he's winning. But now I truly believe that he is just deranged.
Right? It'd say, thanks, I have. And then that would be that. That would have shut me down immediately. What would I say to that? Good job, bud. Like, I wouldn't have anything. But instead, he tries to make this joke like, Lamau, I wasn't even listening, Lamau.
No. He was trying to provoke you in front of the judge, and you took it.
And then he says, no, I was actually listening, though. It's like,
Is there like a book of human interactions that somebody can send to Nick so that he understands how people actually interact? Maybe Ron Toye could be called up and actually send him that library from Mr. Toye.
No, you were, you dummy. But
Yeah,
now
Johnson
I know
seems pretty smart.
He responds like a child, which is going to be fun because
I can't believe it. This is just like the quartering. This is the wimp low maxing. I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
now all I have to do is act like a child, which I'm really good at. I don't know if people know this.
Well, this is the first true thing that Nick has said. He does, and he is good at acting like a child.
I'm really good at acting like a childish piece of shit. And I'm going to just needle him over and over and over and over.
So there's going to be more childish outbursts in the courtroom. I'm sure this is going to work very well for Mr. Nick.
And over again. And he's going to respond.
It actually is this. Joke's on them. I was just pretending to be retarded.
Like a retard. He won't be able to control it. And I think it's probably because he looks like an alcoholic. Every time I see him,
Really? Say wait, hold on. Where's the thing? I'm gonna play this again.
Because he looks like an alcoholic. Every time I see him, he looks
What a thing for Nick to say. Maybe Nick does have a sense of humor. I don't know.
Disheveled. Every time I see him, he looks like he's 24-pack deep. And that's great. Perfect. I can annoy alcoholics.
I mean, are you talking about your wife or yourself, perhaps? You're getting into screaming matches with her on the bathroom floor.
You have childish reactions really well. And so that's going to be fun. I was happy about this hearing because, one, we finally had something happen. And two, I learned this very important detail.
This is the important detail that you can get trolled? Okay.
And I can't wait to utilize this knowledge. Oh, wait. So Nicola says, I listen to zero gossip bullshit channels. Any of this shit only hear from you. Please give context for the retarded. No, so that's all the context. That's the whole story. You know,
when the context for the retarded is Nick's audience.
I had this harassment restraining order that Aaron has taken out against me, and I'm trying to just I've opposed it, and the court has dragged its fucking feet for now 9 months on giving.
So it's been 9 months. It's been 9 months, and it's going to go an additional 3 months. So at a full year. So Aaron just won. Aaron just got everything. However, your behavior may be retarded enough to get it extended. Who knows? This could just keep going. It's the thing that never ends. It's really quite incredible legal work by the Rekieta camp.
Giving me the hearing that I need to go after it. That's the whole story.
All right, there's the first clip there. I gotta say, this is it's another win for the toe. This is what's happening. Oops, hold on a second. This is what's happening. It's another win for the toe by Aaron just doing nothing. It really is incredible how he keeps failing this like this. All right, so what else? We've got 2 more Rekieta clips here, and then we'll go into the quartering stuff for you. This is from Alyssa Clips. I'm going to like the video for Alyssa. She's doing fantastic recently. She's beating cancer. She's like number 5, number 4 on hype, because apparently there's like this hype button you can do, and you can hype the channel for free, 3 times a month or whatever. So, go over to her channel and do that, or do it online if you wouldn't mind. But let's see what she says. This is Nick Rekieta. Aaron Imholt has a small what? And he's seen it. Nick's brilliant legal strategy. And this is some extended part of his 5-point. This is the 6th part of his 5-point plan, where he's going to tell the judge that Aaron has a small cock so that it's in legal filings forever. And somehow he thinks that this is gonna be a win for him. Who knows? Firebrand with a 5 says, meme called tech support. His camera works. Good seeing you in Crashlot's stream. I was only there for Craig. Camelot had a really good stream with Stuttering Craig, and there were some really good details that were dropped. Also, it was very funny. Stuttering Craig actually made a quartering YouTube short live on air in 90 seconds or less. So that's how long it takes according to, or he's probably better at doing it, right? So probably like 30, 40 seconds. And we are going to check out that later in the stream. But there was a really interesting part of that stream as well, where Craig talks about how he DM'd Melanie Mack to tell her, he's like, look, you've been on the show before. I respect you as a person. We're going to be talking about the quartering and how we disagree with what he's doing. Melanie Mack apparently crashed out in those tweets and then shared every single DM with the quartering. So there's another bridge burnt right there. It really is. I say it a lot, but it beggars belief. And this is what we've got now. We've got this environment where just people are okay with flagging, or more people are getting okay with flagging. DMs are no longer private. It's like we're leaving the gentleman era of YouTube, like just content and reactions and everything. And we're going into this nuclear war where every attack is going to be a nuke and everything's going to be radioactive. And the only people that survive are going to be the roaches. So it's very disappointing. But I haven't seen much from Stuttering Craig, but I was very impressed by his interview on Camelot's stream. So good stuff there. We got Bob Jude says, Nick could have done literally nothing about his restraining order, and it would have been better off. He paid lawyers for only 11 months of the restraining order, not 12. If Nick would just stop being a retard, his life would improve, but he can't do it. He has a compulsion to be one. Abel says, I'm a toe boy now. W. Aaron, Nick is a moron. You can't keep getting away with it, Chad. It's another win. It's another fucking win for the toe. How does he keep doing it?
You can't keep getting away with it!
He can't keep getting away with it. And the Agrolith with a 5 says, so dirty. Imagine looking like this at his age. How old is Nick? Is he actually younger than the quartering or older? I'm not sure. I have to check that. I thought that he was like 45. Oh, we got another one. Just came in now. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure of 5 saying, Ethan Van Sciver has accused Alyssa Clips of bullying and harassing Rekieta a few months ago. It doesn't surprise me that the throat goat is bull guarding for Hambly. Hey, look, we have another, when we get to the quartering segment, we're going to go through it, but we have another person joining the Feltron of the quartering. It seems like the only people defending the quartering are brokies, morally bankrupt people, and literal abusers, which we'll see when we get to that point. But thank you for the 5. All right, let's continue with this one.
Let me just tell you a fun story.
This is going to be a fun. Look, when Nick says it's a fun story, you know you're in for a good time.
Related to the HRO and what's going to happen. Because this is what's going to happen. I have been accused. And who could ever sustain this accusation?
Who could believe it?
I've been accused of speaking at length about someone's genitals. That's how they framed it.
Well, I mean, you did go to a 3-day conference symposium on Aaron's genitals, which is a little bit weird behavior. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I would say that that's a mistake. Trugger up with a 2 says, well, howdy. Well, how's it going? Is it funny and weird, chat? You be the judge.
I actually said was Aaron Imholt has a small wiener. And I know this because not only have I unfortunately seen it. But
I mean, I guess you would have seen it when you were sucking it, sure.
he also texted me about his very specific insecurity about his small wiener. So he actually texted me and talked to me about it. And so I just shared that story at Hackmania last year.
This is the most this is the most heterosexual story I've ever heard. Anyway, so when I was examining Aaron's wiener, and when he was DMing me about details about his wiener, oh my goodness, I'm so like, again, Aaron needs to get some personal security because Nick is going to show up at his house one day, murder him, skin him, and start wearing him around the house like Silence of the Lambs or something.
That he has a small penis and that he's scared to show it. And that, he once walked up to me while I was standing naked with a couple other naked people. And he was holding with one hand his little guy. He's like covered up. He's like very nervous. And he's like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, I just don't like the way this looks. And I'm like, okay.
So you've got 3 strung out druggies naked in a bathroom floor, and Aaron walks in holding his junk, and he's like, you know what? This is a bit weird. I mean, I don't have a problem with being nude around other people. Like, I live in Japan, obviously, so I go to the onsen, hot springs, on a semi-frequent basis, and it's all nude in there. So it's not unusual for me, but this is an unusual situation because they're wife swapping and they're swinging and they're all doing drugs. But I mean, even myself, as someone who frequently is naked around other men, I know this is going to sound terrible out of context, okay? But this is the culture in Asia and, in like some Eastern European countries as well. This is a weird fucking situation where you've got 2 bitches on the bathroom floor that are high because as Nick describes it, if you give cocaine to women, they put out. And Aaron walks in, he's like, you know what? This is a weird situation. I would agree with Aaron in this assessment.
That's strange. I wasn't wanting to talk about this at all. I was just saying, what's up? Like, how are you doing? But he's like, they kind of move on. And then he texts me to talk about it. And I thought that was funny. I thought it was very funny. But since he, texted me and decided that my private life was for the public, I just went ahead and decided like that meant I could share this story. Like he agreed that I could share this story since he told stories that I didn't believe were going to be shared with anybody. So I decided to share this one, which I thought that seems fair. But he told the judge that this was very bad of me and that talking about his genitalia or whatever on the internet was unacceptable. So
I mean, it clearly happened in private. So yes, it is a bit weird to talk about it. Now, of course, Aaron did come out with the details in the story, one of the first people. So maybe turnabout is fair play. But yes, this is fucking weird behavior, regardless of how it started.
That's just the precursor to what's going to happen. Here's the best part. I'm just going to tell Aaron through this, like if he decides to come watch, I guess. I'm just going to lay out my legal strategy and I'll just tell the world what I'm going to do.
All right.
Because
not sure this is a great strategy, but go on.
It's correct. And that's the thing. A lot of lawyers want to like be clever and they want to hide the ball or whatever. I have no ball to hide.
Look, a lot of lawyers want to be clever. Here's what I'm going to do. What?
Intended. I'm going to just put it on the table.
He has no balls.
And but just let the world know what's going to happen. So when I get to have my hearing, which would be June 1st or June 5th, I don't remember. It's one of those 2 dates. When I get to have my hearing and I get to testify, I'm going to put on record.
Here it comes.
Talking about his own penis online 6 months before I ever met him. This is June.
Can you just imagine being the judge? So Nick comes up wearing some sort of suit like this. It's blinding everyone in the gallery because it's so shiny, because it's made of plastic or something. I mean, he does buy these at Goodwill. He goes up and is like, Your Honor, here's my 5-point PowerPoint presentation on Aaron Imholte's cock. And the judge just like looks at him and is like, what does this have to do with any fucking thing? But this is the legal the legal acumen of Nick Rekieta.
6th of 2023. Aaron Imholt is having a show as he does multiple times a day at the time with his wife, April. Little did he know that 6 months later, she would be mine. No.
How did that work out for you? Nick obviously very sad and still missing April. Unfortunately, he got stuck with his second choice, which is his wife of how many years? 18 years.
Sorry, I shouldn't say stuff like that, but it's kind of funny. So he is talking with April online, and he's talking about this study that says that women who orgasm before they go to sleep, they sleep better, which seems pretty obvious, right? But it was done by the Swiss or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen the episode of Seinfeld, The Contest. Everybody knows this.
They do weird stuff. But so he's reading this study. He's talking to his wife, and he's like, "Well, you know about that, right?" She legit says no. No.
He can't make people
She
come.
doesn't.
Your Honor, you don't understand. The steel toe man, he can't make his wife come. This is actually his legal strategy. He's going to go on the court with a ruler, and he's going to say, Your Honor, it's this long. The second point, and part 2, he can't make April come. And then it was like, oh my God, imagine he gets up on cross and is like, Mr. Rekieta, did you once tell a story about fucking April for 3 hours to the point that her pussy was bleeding because you couldn't make her come and she was so dry that she was bleeding to lubricate it? Disgusting, like vile stuff. By the way, Nova, I saw your sneaky comments to Aaron saying I can't run an interview. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. My camera's under attack.
And I can't think of a worse scenario than you're sitting next to your wife and you're like, well, you know about orgasms, right, babe? And she's like, no, not really. Oh my God. It was the funniest thing. So
I mean, that actually does sound like a funny story, though. It sounds like this steel toe show might be pretty entertaining.
then he starts getting really defensive. And she wasn't really trying to say much about it. She was just saying, like, she has an orgasm. Which I don't know anything about that. I know nothing about this scenario at all.
Sounds like you know quite a lot about it.
So she's like, no, I just, I don't orgasm. And he's like, no. And he's like yelling about how he has a good.
All right, that's about the extent of it. Very funny stuff. We've got one more Nick clip before we get into the Melton stuff. Now, actually, this is kind of a fun picture that came in before the show. Here apparently is Dr. Steve. So apparently this guy is a doctor and a streamer, and he was giving Melton, I guess, Oxycontin. And this is the guy that gave Melton a doctor's note so he wouldn't have to attend his HRO hearing up in Minnesota. Of course, Hackermania was on the 13th of April, the same day or the day before their Minnesota hearing that he didn't attend. Now, some people are now attacking this person's credibility and saying that he was practicing medicine out of his state. I don't know about that, but it doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good to get some bizarre doctor from outside of the state to give you a fraudulent doctor's note so you won't have to attend. Because as we're going to learn, Melton is such a fat whale. He's being crushed under his own weight, like a beached whale, or he's beached as. All right, so let's see. Where is it? It's this one. This was really funny when I was listening to it.
So
last
Patrick
time.
Melton.
We'll try and get through this real quick, though.
Has very openly had back pain for several weeks now.
Wouldn't you have had several weeks to get a real doctor's note then?
He had back pain for several weeks now. And he canceled a couple weeks worth of streams. He just didn't do them. He was too much in pain.
See, this is what happens. If you spend 6 hours a day streaming about Aaron, and then you spend the remaining hours of the day reading the Aaron subreddits and talking about Aaron and fantasizing about Aaron, and you just sit in your streaming chair getting fatter and fatter and more bloated, he's literally being crushed under his own weight from overdosing on steel toe. He's imploding. Suffer, Melton.
And he has trouble sitting down for long periods of time.
He's so fat he can't sit. He's so fat he can't sit. Whoa, buddy.
And there were several times at Hackamania, even when he was sitting down doing his show, because there's not like standing up wasn't better.
He can't sit or stand. Is he going to be in the iron lung? Is he going to be doing his steel toe reaction show from the iron lung or from a hot tub? Like he's like Baron Harkonnen in the vat of oil, because it's going to be the density of it's going to make him buoyant. That's what's going to happen. He's going to be in the axolotl tanks with like the mask on, you know, like or like Dragon Ball, where you've got like the mask inside the regeneration tanks, the Bacta tanks from Star Wars. He's going to be doing the Aaron show and that because that's the only environment he can survive because he's becoming so fat.
For him, it's not like he could have stood up. He needs to be horizontal, which is hard to do. It's hard to find a space large enough for a horizontal. Patrick Melton.
It's true. He's fat.
You have to get what's called the Soviet Union king bed, which is like 4 king.
Why don't you just get the Minnesota king that sleeps 4
king-size beds all linked together for the ultra wides or whatever? But he's fat, so
he's fat.
Which is probably the cause of his back problems. It's his own fault.
Yes.
But anyway, so he was in severe pain. It was obvious that he was in severe pain, and I talked to Dr. Steve, you know, because he talked to me, you know, and mentioned that he was going to write a recommendation that Patrick not travel because of the pain that he was in.
It was okay to sit. Well, I guess he wasn't okay to sit down, but he was okay to do his 3-day conference on Aaron, but not okay to go fly up to Minnesota.
It just, you know,
Safa felt him.
He was under the legitimate medical care of Dr. Steve.
But is Dr. Steve a legitimate doctor? It seems like he's breaking his. I guess it's not his Hippocratic oath, but it would be he's practicing outside of his jurisdiction. Can you imagine that Dr. Steve has to go to the medical review board and he's like, Your Honor, you don't understand. Yes, I was doing something. I was illegally practicing medicine outside of my state, but do you know how bad Aaron Holte is? This is the actual state. This is what happens if you associate with these people. You get what you fucking deserve.
That's a real thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can, a licensed medical professional, you can consult whichever one you want, like in multiple. You don't have to go to like a clinic. If you know a doctor who's willing to work with you, they can be your private doctor. That's an okay thing to happen.
I mean, in the state that they're licensed to practice in, sure.
You know, I known this is
but they weren't.
coming.
They were in Vegas.
So the letter was submitted on letterhead from the company that Dr. Steve owns, CEO. It's I don't remember the actual business name. It's kind of a weird word that starts with an E, and I think it's a Greek word or something. Or maybe it's in secret Jew language. I'm not sure.
What does he mean by that?
But
you know, speaking of secret Jew language, no, sorry, just a slight segue. I was watching The Mummy last night. Great, one of my favorite films. I've seen The Mummy and The Mummy Returns like 1,000,000 times. Love Brendan Fraser. Fantastic movie. I love that movie holds up so well. There's a little bit of janky CGI in it, but the characters, the jokes, it all still hits today. It's great. And there's a really fantastic scene where Benny, who's like the slimy, like cowardly guy that helps Imhotep, he's about to be murdered by Imhotep. And he's like going through all of these different like religions. Like he's praying to Allah and the Chinese and the Buddhist gods. And then he gets to like the Jewish one. And he's speaking in Hebrew. And then Imhotep is like, it's the language of the slaves. You could be useful to me. But the thing is that we didn't have the subtitles. The copy that we got didn't have the subtitles, but I remember everything that Imhotep said. So I was translating the Hebrew and the response by Imhotep. It's a fantastic movie. It's so funny. Peak Rachel Weisz. Yes, like I'm going to tell you, she was one of my biggest crushes when I was like a teenager. I loved seeing her in those movies. She wears some pretty good outfits in them as well. Anyway, continuing. Sorry, there's the secret Hebrew language segue for you. I love the Jews.
He owns this, this
There's lots of sand in that movie
and
too.
It's on the letterhead. He's the CEO of it, and he sent the letter in. And Brian Johnson, Aaron's lawyer, did self-admittedly a 2-minute Google search and was unable to verify the letter, whatever that means, right? Whatever his verification. By the way, his verification of the letter isn't really important.
The thing is, you don't want to be you're playing silly buggers. You're in this really weird situation where all this really weird stuff is happening. You're talking about his dick. You're talking about his wife coming. You're screaming at his lawyer in the courtroom. And then these fraudulent doctor notes potentially are coming into play. You don't want to take these chances. This is a bad idea.
The letter is real. It's true. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a real letter. I'm not questioning it's not a real letter. But is it a valid letter that he could issue in Vegas? That's the question. And the question is maybe not. And he could actually face some serious consequences because of this. But again, you play silly games, you win silly prizes.
I've talked to the doctor who issued it, and I've talked to the guy who was issued about. Shockingly, very consistent story across that whole interaction. He sent the letter in, and then Aaron's attorney was incompetent and unable to link Dr. Steve to this letter. And so he called it into question. Aaron has said this several times on his show that the letter was called into question. Whenever Aaron is using passive language, that's when Aaron is being a massive pussy and a total bitch and typically is lying. But he will mitigate the fact.
We're gonna check in from the Rekieta Law lies. This is like an old clip. Remember we used to play this as the intro? Hold on, let's see. Nick has never lied to you, by the way. Where is it? I think I had this before. Here it is.
I have dealt with some manipulators in my life, dude. And one of the funniest things is trying to get them to just admit when they're manipulating.
Yeah.
They won't do it. They can't. They're incapable of saying, I did the thing. Like, well, this happened. That's why a partnership is important. That's why you will never convince me that anything other than a monogamous heterosexual relationship is the ultimate best environment for children statistically and practically.
I also don't think you should give kids cocaine, for example.
Hypocrisy.
That's a classic one. Good stuff. All right, let's continue with this.
That it's him and his agent calling it into question. It was called into question. It was called into question by Aaron and his attorney. And it was called into question because his attorney, after 2 minutes of Googling, could not verify Dr. Steve's association with the letter. So he has accused Patrick Melton of fraudulently forging the letter.
No, I think it's that could be coming into question, but the question would be on the actual ability of Dr. Steve to be able to issue this letter is the important part. And while they may have said that in court on the day, they may be checking up on it now and finding out if there's a serious issue here. So potentially, just for this like stupid little game they're playing with Aaron, they may have ruined this man's medical profession. I don't know.
Submitting it to the court, which would be contempt of court and a felony, I believe. That's crazy. That is an actual fucking crazy thing to just say. And the judge, who I think was mad that Patrick wasn't there, because judges get really mad.
Yeah. Yes. You said he had weeks of this back pain issue. He could have notified the court. He could have got a doctor's note ahead of time. You find out that this man is running a 3-day conference about the guy that the homo restraining order is about, and then he doesn't show up to court with this note that was potentially fraudulent. Of course he's going to be fucking pissed off.
Because they want to control reality with words. They want to say, no, I order you to be here. As if nothing else in life matters but whatever the judge says. And it's like, sorry, he couldn't make it. He could not make it. We gave the court ample time to reschedule that hearing. And I believe that's the first time I've asked for a continuance personally. It's possible, I guess, that my lawyers have asked for a continuance and I don't know about it because communication, like I said, has been a mess. But I don't think so. But if they have, whatever. But I haven't asked for a continuance. And I didn't want this hearing continued. I wanted this hearing canceled and I wanted to go to trial. There's no point in settlement conference. I didn't want to pay my attorneys to be in this fucking courtroom for 8 hours.
How much money do you think has been wasted on this so far? Now, people are allegedly saying that he's trying to get mommy and daddy to pay for Randazza to come back into the scenes so they can have like another $100,000 down the toilet. Bob Jude says, I feel bad for Mr. Steve. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but he got involved with some silly people and now he's reaping the consequences perhaps. But I don't know if he's a bad guy in general. Maybe he's just like wrapped up in the Devilverse culture. Who knows? They do have an extended universe over there. I peeked into it briefly, but it's a very strange and bizarre place to me.
Again, for no reason, because I'm not going to settle for what they want. So anyway, but this letter is 100% legitimate.
Oh, not Dr. Mister.
I offered. This is wild too. I offered to the court. I said, Your Honor.
Very funny.
I said to my attorney, I said, I will testify to the legitimacy of this letter and the situation. I'll testify because I have personal knowledge of it.
Yeah, but none of this matters. It doesn't matter if the letter's real. Yes, the letter, I almost said lizard. That's a weird Freudian slip. The letter is real. It's a corporeal object. Yes, but does he have the authority to issue this letter? Now, doctors write notes for their friends all the time, but they typically do it inside their own states. That's the problem.
And my lawyer offered that to the judge. The judge thought it would be somehow unfair to me to subject me to direct examination and cross-examination about this letter. I don't know why. I offered to do it. I'm like, I have personal knowledge of it, Judge. I can tell you that I know the situation. I can tell you that I know that letter's real. I can, I don't have to, we can avoid hearsay because I don't care what the letter said. I know that he wrote a letter to the court. I know that's true. And I know what it was about. I actually didn't know the words of the letter until the court discussed them. But that being said, somehow it would be unfair to me to voluntarily testify about that letter, which I'm not sure what he was
It sounds like the judge is trying to prevent you from making a further fool of yourself.
protecting me from. I will tomorrow or the next day or any day, I will voluntarily, happily testify to the veracity of that letter.
All right. I think that's the extent we need to see. All right. So long for Nick for the week. I think we've got through everything. Let's move on to the quartering stuff, shall we? We've got a quick one here. This is by another guy. Like, there's all these new like clip channels and A-logs appearing. It's really funny. This one's by The Simp Show, who has, I believe, a Simpsons or Futurama logo. Let's see what he says. This is The Quartering presents Dead Air Jer. The cucketing continues. Mini cut to fall catatonic 2. This is a fun little thing. Rumble Productions.
How was everybody's weekend?
How was your weekend, chat?
Hannah Claire. So, baby Hannah Claire, she should be back tomorrow. Got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. There's the Strait of Hormuz kind of ceasefire.
Strait of Hormuz
failure, although I don't know. I'm feel like I'm less like I'm less optimistic about but well
Scott's great.
Yeah,
his mind
has preempted us on the homepage today, so hopefully people find us.
So this is when he's starting to panic. If you're unaware of the situation, because this happened a couple days ago, after the quartering drama all started, a lot of attention has been thrown onto Rumble and their support of the quartering. And Jeremy has a time slot. Like, he claims he doesn't ever viewbot, but that he's on the homepage and he gets a lot of views from the homepage. And as soon as he drops off the homepage, he doesn't get any views whatsoever, which would suggest that he has no audience whatsoever and he's just being held up by this company. He went live in his time slot and was not on the front page. They were playing a 2-week-old JD Vance speech. So Jeremy's looking at his numbers. He's like, what the fuck? Why is nobody watching my show? Where's my loyal audience? Then he thought that it must be a new speech. It must be breaking news, but no, it wasn't. They decided to put on 2-week-old content over Jeremy. Now, I don't use Rumble as a platform, but allegedly people from just the camp that watches Rumble, or maybe it's been following Jeremy, they've said that Jeremy's face is disappearing from the shorts. He's disappearing from the Rumble premium section. It seems like they're quietly quitting him or quietly firing him. Now, I believe like 30 minutes before the stream started, there was actually an update from the guy that runs Rumble where he says he's not going to cancel the quartering in face of cancel culture, but he doesn't really seem to understand the situation. He just knows that he's getting tens of thousands of tweets directed at him saying that the quartering is a piece of shit, which is true.
But if they don't, that's okay. How's everyone doing? It looks like JD Vance is speaking, I think.
It's bad news for the United States of America. So
yeah.
Go back to
this previously aired.
Disloyal. You can see the anger in his eyes. He's raccoon maxing. Actually, he does say that he's wanted to be a raccoon. I've got a clip of that as well. The betrayal. Disloyal Rumble. Giving my spot to Darkins. Playing 2-week-old clips. I made you, Rumble. I love this edit. It's very fun. The music is it's very Christmassy themed too, even though it's like what?
Let's
April?
see. Yeah.
He's sponsorless.
Okay. Let's see. Odd.
It's odd. It's funny. It's
that
weird.
is odd.
What's going on?
Okay. Bull.
I think it's Legend of Zelda. I don't know. I've actually never played Zelda.
Looks good. Let's see. Doo-be-doo-be-doo.
your content, sir.
Yeah,
Your
having
live
the
streamer.
did I catch UFC this weekend? No, I had bowling.
He had bowling? He is so broken. His mind is being crushed that he's Freudian slips are in every other sentence. He's bullying. He's broken. There's a clip I have of him, and actually I'm going to do the unthinkable later and actually look at one of his videos. He knows that it's over. He's letting it slip when he's talking about Disney. He's like, oh, Disney's dead in the water. He says YouTube is dead because his YouTube is dead. He knows it. Oh, the movie is from Kirby 64, apparently. Peak. Very nice. Very cool. And Scarebro. How's it going? Scarebro says, what even is HIPAA? LOL. Yes. Well, I think Dr. Steve is finding out right now.
Yeah, having the did I catch UFC this weekend? No, I had bowling. Yeah, I'm getting preempted by JD Vance. I think that's reasonable. Bull.
It's not even like an announcement from the president or anything. It's just like a 2-week-old vice presidential speech. Dead air.
Let's see. Doobie.
Anywho's, anyways. Holy shit! This is a single clip. This is not even unedited. This is a whole clip of just dead air. A lot of people ask the question that we finally have a cut. A lot of people ask the question: how did Jeremy ever become successful? And the answer to that is he was so milquetoast that he was able to talk about situations that other people would get banned for. So his only real trait to success is being just boring enough to not get banned, because he's never actually been cancelled. He's never been banned. He talks about his channel's under attack. He talks about YouTube's coming after him, that the cancel culture mob. No, he talked about other people that did. He talked about many people that had their channels taken down. He never suffered the same consequences because he always played so far under the line, so boring that nobody watched him to even bother to report it. Like, he wouldn't even say arse in some of his previous streams. He would self-censor that. He couldn't say it. He would say the A. Unbelievable. So if you're wondering how he survived, it's just by going under the radar, because he's slime on the ground that's just going downstream towards the easiest way that he can line his pockets with cash from boomers that are like too lazy to turn off the channel when he comes on.
The something bull. It was jam-packed. Bull. Literally jam-packed. That's always good to see. That's just good to see.
It's unbelievable. It indeed.
Yeah, that's good to see. All right, let's get into the Straight of Hormuz thing. I thought it was a new JD Vance thing, but it is previously aired.
Wait, so this entire time he was just trying to find out. He spent an additional 2 minutes. I mean, this is cut down like heavily. He's seething. Oh, look at that face. He's so mad. In his own home. Betrayal in his own home turf of Rumble.
Happy belated birthday. Hey, thank you. Thank you.
He was also still reading chat to ban people. Yeah. All right, I made one mistake. He was banned from Magic the Gathering. All right, so okay, he did get banned from one thing. All right, to his credit. But this is after he like drove out this like very popular female cosplayer from the scene because he was pissed off that she wouldn't sleep with him or suck his dick. I mean, that's my interpretation of the events. But you know it's true. How was your birthday, Jeremy? That's true. It was his birthday a couple of days ago. Now, Stuttering Craig. We got the miscellaneous filters coming after Jeremy. Oh, wait. No, wait. We got a couple of things first. All right. This is a fun one. So this came up this morning. So this guy, John Delarose, I've never heard of him, actually. I think now that I say his name out loud, I think I have heard people mention him. But check out this take. This will be an unpopular opinion, but what they're doing to the quartering right now is full cancel mob. It's all rumor, innuendo, and an active attempt to destroy him. Saying a piece on one matter is one thing, but this is really ugly. And I see who's ringleading it. They do this stuff regularly. If anything, Jeremy Hambly needs a prayers right now so he can get on track. We should want people to turn a new leaf in grace, not want them destroyed. Do you agree? Do you agree, chat? Do you agree? This is one of the worst takes I have ever fucking seen. There is so much evidence that Jeremy did this. There's almost no other way it could happen, because one of the things is Jeremy deleted some of his tweets. I think I have this in my Jeremy folder. Let me go back. Let me see. Let's see this one here. So one of Quartering's viewers said at the Quartering, I'm pretty sure I accidentally got the Kino Casino clip shaken down by reporting a video of theirs and getting it brought to YouTube's attention. Lol, whoops. So then Jeremy says, now wait a minute. No, again, I disavow, but it's like the entire internet is purposely forgetting I have a few viewers and maybe they took exception to their harassment. I never told anyone to do this, by the way, not that it cares. So he's actually co-signing reporting them right now. But this doesn't make sense. Because if this person, this J poster, never mind, I was going to say something. If this J poster was the one that took down the clip channel, how could they possibly have done that to both Andy Warski's channel and the Kino Casino clip channel? Now, the Kino Casino clip channel did get some reports, but they won those on manual review. Jeremy deleted this because he realized that he was both co-signing people flagging his opponents, but also that makes no sense because Jeremy's entire statement was that it was going to be a backroom phone call, and that's exactly what happened. 2 channels got taken down without any report emails, without any appeal method, just completely vaporized, which can only happen from upper management in YouTube that Jeremy just happened to claim to Josh Moon that he had access to. And the really sinister thing about this is he waited until Friday, 30 minutes before the closing of Google. So that it all happened after all of the context was shut down for the entire weekend to do the most damage. So they had their channel down for at least 2 days before they could contact their own rep on Monday. So this makes no sense. And Jeremy got absolutely exposed on this. So the idea that Jeremy just didn't do it, there's so much evidence that he did. It's essentially 100% confirmed. He's reporting people in his emails. He said he was going to report with background channels. He's done this before. He took down this, what was it? 8 Thoughts? 8 Thoughts, like who was just making fun of him. Wasn't even cyberbullying or anything. It was just a guy having a bit of a laugh. A very funny guy, by the way. I think there's a ghost of 8 Thoughts that is now on YouTube still. But he's literally flagged before. And he claimed he was going to do this. And then it goes down the exact way. Ban evasion, which isn't true because Andy Warski's channel was unbanned 6 months ago. Specifically, he hasn't posted any content on that channel, so he couldn't have done anything to trigger a secondary ban. And again, it's no reports or anything, emails that you get when you do have a channel taken down. All of that evidence is very conclusive that Jeremy did this. He said he was going to do it, and that's how it happened. All right, so this guy was getting absolutely roasted. And then the reason I bring it up is this funny, and this is why I didn't like this tweet, but I like this person's response. So this Katzberger says, nobody asked you. And then you can see here that Jonathan Dell arose. Hearing request on domestic violence restraining order. So the only people that are supporting a Quartering are people that are totally fine with domestic violence, apparently. I mean, that's why the Bull is so mad, because his domestic violence is also being exposed by the Kino Casino boys. Very, very funny. We got some miscellaneous quotes, miscellaneous things here. Let's take a look. What is this one? These just didn't fit anywhere else, but they're very funny.
What's everybody got going on this weekend? Have your daily diarrhea dump. No,
daily
not yet.
Diarrhea dump. I mean, that is Quartering show, but it happens, I guess, 5 times a day. Check out new videos. 12 o'clock, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Have you hit your daily diarrhea quota? This is just a normal thing. Pulse check. I didn't realize this, but yeah, he's checking his pulse. Quartering has all these little texts where he's checking his pulse to see if he's having anxiety. He's checking his heart. The bi-hourly slop. I mean, that explains both his toilet and his channel.
Probably will later, though. I had a diarrhea at 2 in the morning, so probably good for today.
He has diarrhea so often. He has diarrhea so often that he's like, well, I've already shat once today. I should be fine. Standard check. I got to find my stand. I don't know where it is. I do actually have. Maybe we'll talk about it tonight if we do a Friday stream with the boys, just for a bit of chilling out. You know, we'll see. We'll see. All right, there you go. Now let me see. Let me see. Here's the Jeremy Raccoon Maxing. This is a bit of a fun one.
The white trash panda says, "Forget trash panda. Yeah, forget fairy tale and raccoon." Fun fact:
Aw.
I've always wanted a raccoon as a pet. I know it's not good.
You see, the difference between Jeremy, like raccoons would do bad in Jeremy's house because raccoons actually watch their food, unlike Jeremy. That's why he's getting diarrhea. He has
I've
no
also
health and
seen
safety.
people that do have them as pets. Like I'm talking.
Raccoons are very adorable, though, I will say. But he's raccoon maxing. This is a fun one. Jeremy versus Jeremy.
We have endured death threats. Not one single piece of evidence, but
Not one single piece of evidence. Show me the receipts, Jeremy. You know, this is his quote. This is his call sign, obviously. Let's just remind the chat today.
show me the receipts. You know what? I printed a T-shirt today that I think I'm going to link in this video, and I'm going to donate all the proceeds to whatever the most reputable like men's shelter is in the area. So make sure you
So he donated all the profits to himself. His toilet is his men's shelter.
get your shirt with a fan-drawn face of me saying, "Let's show me the receipts," because I'm.
All right, there you go. There you go. Oh, let's go back to that. Which one was it? Was the Jer versus Jer?
We have endured death threats. Not one single piece of evidence, by the way. Carmel's Anthony, Kayla Hayes says in her voice cracked with emotion. Now, do I think it's entirely possible some lunatic on the internet sent something stupid? Yes, I believe it's entirely possible that they did receive these issues. But if you're going to go out to beg for sympathy from the community, you should show the evidence.
Yes.
This goes all the way back.
Jeremy has not shown one piece of evidence of these hundreds of spam calls, of this harassment of his wife. He hasn't shown this illustrious ghost F-150 on his property. He hasn't shown a single piece of evidence, except the flagging reports of his channels that weren't related to the email that shows he was reporting. He now refuses to show the Magic the Gathering headquarters / Unsleeved Media, which is for short, very appropriate. He refuses to show it because he says, well, if I show you that, then you'll just move the goalposts again. Allegedly, he showed one person in DMs, which I don't fucking believe. Do you believe this, chat? I don't believe it.
To, Gamergate and whatnot. When it's like all these women were like, oh, there's all sorts of threats against us. And then 3 years later, the FBI quietly releases a report that says not a single threat ever existed against any of these women.
It really is. It really is. You live long enough to see yourself either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a lol cow. Holy shit. He showed the bull. Yeah, maybe. There was a bit of a fun here is that some people are saying that like Jeremy was stealing his logo from a barbershop. And I actually remember this from back in the day, back when I think Jeremy was beefing with H3. There's actually a really funny content Court the Quartering. It's like 2-hour long video by H3 5 years ago. 1.9 million views. The comments are kind of funny because everyone's like saying how like H3 was like right all along and something. Whoa, buddy. Hitting the revisit because this is a time capsule. Whoa, buddy. Like it's everything in this is exactly the same as it is today. Jeremy has not changed in 5 years. He hasn't changed in 10 years. But when this was all happening, it came out that Jeremy's logo was literally just like his quartering beard and hair, which is very funny because he doesn't actually have any hair on his top, at least. It's just a free pics. It's like a literally free pics PNG. So from time to time, this hipster hair and mustache logo does show up on like barbershops and things. And people are like, well, did Jeremy steal his logo from the barbershops? No, he just got it for free because that's how much he's willing to pay for his entire branding. And then he just made it purple. And the funny thing is, he actually made it fatter. Because if you compare this logo to his current one, this one's a bit thinner. So he just took it, changed the color, and made it fatter. That's all he did. He's a fake hipster alert. Exactly. What do we got here? Mel Brainless. Let's take a look at this one. Oops, come on now. There we go.
Ill Will says, thank you for your opinions on the OnlyFans chick. I really wanted Melanie's biblical point of view as I am biblically illiterate. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Well, Jeremy's just regular illiterate because he claimed that he didn't read a single book since he's a child and all throughout college.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I try my best.
Like, this is clearly a troll chat. And Melanie's like, oh, somebody likes me. Like, listen, do you think this is real? Do you think this is honest to goodness? Like, oh, thanks, because you're reading the Bible for me, Mel.
Ill Will says, thank you for your opinions on the OnlyFans chick. I really wanted Melanie's biblical point of view as I am biblically illiterate. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
clearly a
thank
troll.
you. I try my best.
All I knew is that one chick was a whore in the Bible.
That hit, yeah, because that chick also wouldn't suck Jeremy's D. That's why she was a whore. The Jezebels. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, here we got a fun one. Jeremy made an announcement. This is the fun thing. Talking about Nick and Jeremy together is perfect because they're basically the same person, just a few years apart and a few 100 pounds difference. But let's see. So at the same time that Nick had his 1 year celebration of sobriety, asterisks, Jeremy has an announcement for you.
I also hard cut alcohol on my birthday too. So I mean, that's it's been 2 days, but
Good job.
Melanie's actually really happy for him here. Like she's like, thank God my boss is no longer going to be a drunk lunatic on Twitter, and we might actually be taken seriously. Like that's actual this is the first thing that she said that I actually believe is sincere. Is she's happy that Jeremy said that he's going to quit drinking.
Days, but
good job.
But I'm just doing a hard cut, complete cut. No time frame, no only for a month, just a hard cut.
Okay.
And so we'll see how that goes.
How do you think it's going to go, Chad?
I think I'll start sleeping better.
All right, he's going to start sleeping better. Look at this pause. He's got these dark eyes under his you can see the corruption is leaking out. I said this before, but I truly believe that there is some sort of correlation between having dark, evil thoughts inside yourself and your body decaying. It is very much like a TV sort of trope that the bad guy is decaying or something like that. But I think what happens is if you spend all day seething, then you're not going to the gym, you're not eating your vegetables, you're not drinking your water, you're guzzling buckets and buckets of rum through your tumblers while streaming, and that's what the actual reflection is. But it is interesting to me that people like Nick and Jeremy, who have this seething hatred in their heart for people because of their own betrayals and bad behavior, their outside appearance starts to reflect their inner lack of beauty. But anyway, let's see how Jeremy's sobriety is going, shall we? Let's see how it's going. Also, just as a hot tip, by the way, if you're going to make a life change like this, don't tell people about it. Don't tell people about it for at least a year or something. I read something, I don't know how actual true it is, but I believe it, in that if you tell someone that you're going to do something, and they start so for example, Jeremy said he's going to quit drinking. Mel's like, congratulations. You start to feel the good energies and the reward of having accomplished this already before you've actually done anything. And that makes you less likely to complete your goals. So that's just the hot tip from me anyway. But let's see how the 2 days went. Well, post deleted because Jeremy started seething, and there's a direct correlation between Jeremy's seething after 5 p.m. in Wisconsin and him being drunk. Zuma posted after 2 days, so he lasted 2 days, cut the alcohol, Jeremy, to which he replies, never. He's never, I can't quit you. Why is the rum gone? 2 days. He lasted 2 days into sobriety. Restarting the stream and already hitting like. How many people like the stream? We got 750 people watching, but how many like the stream? Let me check out. Only 100. Come on, guys, look. When we get over 200 likes, the stream gets boosted. When we get over 400 likes, the stream gets boosted further. Don't make me play the clip and tap the sign.
Hit like if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't hit like or hit thumbs down. Be like, this guy sucks. I don't mind. But if you do like the show, hit that like button. It really does. I got to remind YouTube that I'm here. They are not distributing things out.
There you go. We got over 200 likes. Thank you. Very based in the chat. Thank you for reminding me about that. Alrighty. Now we have a couple of people that are commenting on it. Now, unfortunately, Hannah Claire Bros, she was returning to the show, so apparently she co-signs this. Allegedly, PPP reached out to her and said, look, I know you've got a baby. You can't exactly throw away a 6-figure salary. You're in this sort of position, but people are going to assume that you're co-signing Jeremy's behavior if you don't speak out about it. And there was a message from Steve Cambrium, who's a pretty underrated channel. So Hannah, he talks about he's like Truth Seekers, I think, on YouTube, and he does exposes fake UFO people and stuff. It's actually very good content, and he has kind of like a side character on the Kino Casino, but his own show is very, very entertaining, and he does makes marks and all sorts of stuff. He's an expert level troll, that I think is going to hit big one day. He's a legend. Exactly. Steve's a legend.
So Hannah Claire, I want you to think about that gentleman that just lost a 6-figure income overnight.
That's Flake, the editor of the Kino Casino clip channel. He has just had a baby and he was supporting him on this job.
And Melanie Mack, I want you to think about that gentleman. And more importantly, think about his child. And same for Hannah Claire. Think about that baby and how that father, you know, imagine the stress of having a 6-figure income and it just vanishes, disappears overnight. I want you to think about that every time you show up to that show, every time you cash one of his paychecks. I want you to think about it.
I mean, yeah, it's basically blood money.
And I hope that maybe in your heart of hearts, you will know that cashing that paycheck and keeping your mouth shut about this situation is wrong.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how if their morals actually hold up, shall we? Now, there was actually a really, like, it is funny who's all, like, coming in to get. Everyone's lying. All the ex-enemies are getting together. Ralph's on the side of the casino. Dick Masterson's on the side of the casino. So Camelcast had a stream about the quartering. And he says, the quartering saying Side Scroller Pod is a no-name show that certain people shouldn't go on to grow their brand is wild work. When Jeremy gets barely a couple hundred people in his chat, whilst Craig gets thousands and thousands. Dick Masterson, in a rare Dick Masterson W being funny, he says, the quartering makes YouTube money ripping off other people's contents as shorts. He puts a little clip in front of it, makes a dumb face, but it's other people's content getting the views. Basically the same way he fucks his wife. Quick intro, and then let somebody else do the work. Now, Dick Masterson hates the casino, but that's that's actually really, really funny. Alrighty. So where are we now? So then we get into the stuttering. Oops, we don't need this anymore. There we go. So then we get into the stuttering Craig. Now, this is something very funny that happened because Jeremy has been stealing people's shorts and uploading them to pad the numbers. So he's pretending he's getting 30 million views a month on YouTube, but over 75 to 85% of it is literally from shorts. So like 20 million views on shorts is like $2,000, which sounds like a lot. And it would be if you had no overhead like most YouTubers have. But Jeremy has dozens of people working for him, and he's paying these women thousands of dollars a month to show up and pretend to be his friends. But this is his new grift. And we got some bad news for Jeremy. Actually, before I get into this, because Jeremy's making his entire life based on shorts. That's his saving grace. This is the shorts coke, by the way, is that YouTubers are like, well, I'll just put out a couple of shorts and it'll be great. Oh, never mind. All right. But we got an update today. YouTube allows users to remove shorts entirely from their feed in a recent update. It's over for the shorts. The YouTube shorts are finished and Jeremy's shorts are sharted. If you're wondering about how to do this, you can go into the YouTube options and you can select how long you want shorts to show up in your feed. And if you select 0, then 0 shorts will now show up on your feed. So I don't feel so good, short bros. Short kings. But this is what Studying Craig has decided to do. It's very, very funny. We'll check it out.
This guy literally steals other people's videos, adds an intro to it, and then uploads it as his own. What do you think of that?
But what are the oranges for? Well, I bet it tasted good. Let me know what you think.
So this is Jeremy's content. He does a 4 seconds, and this is a long 4 seconds. And look how disgusting he looks, by the way. He just looks slimy. Like again, the corruption is exposed. It's just coming out from him. But this is what he does. This is 4 seconds. Well, let's count it actually.
But what are the oranges for? Well, I bet it tasted good. Let me know what you think.
7 seconds. That was seven long seconds. Then he does his zoom transition, puts his quartering logo on it, and he plays the video for another additional minute. I've seen him do this with 3 minutes. But what are the oranges for? That's a good question. This is all he does. This is what's keeping his empire afloat, is the YouTube short theft. And by the way, I think this was mentioned on Camelot's stream, and maybe by Stuttering Craig, but it is interesting that this woman looks very similar to Melanie Mack, like she's just a thin, like, danger hair, essentially. So it's probably this is the content that Jeremy's watching on TikTok, because it looks like Melanie Mack, so it adds to his goon folder. Because we know he unironically has a goon folder that was exposed on his desktop. When he sees something, when he's doing stories about him, he just saves them for later, you know. But how was your weekend? Yes, very true. He goons to this? Absolutely, he goons to this. There is no more commentary. There is no stupid reaction face going, she's using the oranges. What are the oranges for? No. He records 100, by his own words, he records 150 of these of a day, steals it, probably gets AI to just like scrape the channels to find out what's like trending on TikTok, then uploads it to YouTube. This is completely freebooting. Hold on a second. I just remembered because somebody posted something very funny. Because I'm a big fan of the show Reboot. And somebody made like, I'm not sure if they did this particularly for me or if they just had the same sense of humor. But this guy, what is it? Oh shit, I just lost it. There it is. This guy. This is just a very fun. I forgot. I was going to use this as a thumbnail actually. There you go. Nana Feeder on Twitter. Freeboot. I love the way they've like mastered this like 90s style of disgusting beard on Jeremy. It reminds me of the, like, if you've actually seen this show, which is a fantastic Canadian show, by the way, they have these evil creatures from the web, and they look very similar to Jeremy's beard. Way too much hair. Well, that's true. That's true. Only internet boomers are going to understand that. That's okay. I think that's my audience, honestly. Now, in response to Quartering doing this and it's being exposed, I think this is honestly going to be a very big problem for him because this is now becoming a trend. Stuttering Craig has said that he is going to do this every day, where he's going to download all of the Quartering shorts, or at least some of the most egregious ones. He's going to use the same introduction every time and just repost Jeremy's content. And now there's these really funny chains going where I think Yellow Flash is getting in on this. I think Smash JT is getting on this. And it's just like 5 different introductions saying this guy steals people's introductions. It's kind of like one of those like nesting dolls. But very, very funny stuff by Stuttering
steals
Craig.
Other people's videos, adds an intro to it, and then uploads it as his own. What do you think of that?
But what are the oranges for? Well, I bet it tasted good. Let me know what you think.
But what are the oranges for, chat? If we go to the Quarterings channel, let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at the Quarterings channel on us. I mean, heavens to Betsy, right? Let me see. Quartering channel. Oh, what's this? Apparently, there's a new clip of Alyssa Clips 5 minutes ago. I might check that out right now, actually, about Nerdrotic talking about the Quartering. Interesting. Let's go to Quartering's channel first, though. I'll leave that on my other tab. All right, so we'll go to his shorts. And let's have a look at this transformative content. This is the Quartering channel. 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Down 20% on those views, though, Jeremy.
Air travel used to be a classy thing, something people got dressed up for, something people viewed as a luxury. Whatever this is, isn't that.
8 seconds.
Let me know what you think in the comment section.
What do you think in the comments? Check this out. This clip goes on for another minute. This is just content theft. There is no way to describe this. Like, if he was commenting, if he was pausing, that would be one thing, but he's not. This is just straight up theft. And frankly, it's embarrassing. Let's take a look at this one.
Air travel used to be a classy thing.
That's not it.
Air travel used to.
Right,
it's hard not to.
Apparently, I have to scroll down.
A lot of people are big mad about this, but I'm just not. I'm sorry, I'm not. Let me know what you think in the comments after watching the video.
Let me know what you think in the comments. This is not transformative. That's 6 seconds. Saying your opinion on something is not transformative content. There's nothing critical here. There's nothing educational here. This is just enjoying the content the way that it's meant to be consumed, which is the direct definition of content theft on YouTube. Frankly, I have no idea how YouTube allows him to do this, and it's disgusting. All right, let's get back into this. But the shorts apparently are going bye-bye, so we'll have to see. We've got a couple more miscellaneous comments here. Keemstar has finally checked in. KBJ said, "Hey Keemstar, you may want to contact the Quartering to replace Boogie. He's turned into lolcow levels of victimhood." The Quartering said, the Keemstar says, "Hey, the Quartering, you're even too toxic for the lolcow universe. Get fucked." Jeremy's milk is so unnourishing that he can't even graduate to the dead lolcow sector of the lolcow live universe. How embarrassing. Even they don't want him. That's where lolcows go to die, but Jeremy won't be accepted. There's no lolcow farm upstate for Jeremy in the future, I'm sorry to say. What was this one? Here we have a couple of hypocritical moments by the quartering. So Destiny was talking about various politics and stuff. Of course, Destiny also a cuckold. Jeremy says, I'm not sure the guy who plays video games for a living and had an open marriage that blew up should be commenting on being able to connect with core Americans or their valuables. So I guess it's okay to talk about people's relationship. It's okay to talk about people's cuckoldry, provided you're Jeremy. Rules for thee, not for me. My life, private. Your life, profit. Complete hypocrite. Doesn't stand for anything. Actually soulless, in my opinion. Again, things keep getting worse for Destiny, bringing to light his failed marriage and open relationship with whatever that chick's name was. He's a Nepo baby. What is this? Cultivating erotic energy from a surprising source. This is the Jack Murphy article. Jack Murphy obviously laughed off the internet for being a cuckold and a fake right-wing grifter. Jeremy says, blew up on my friend. Oh, so you can go after your friends as well. For reading Super Chat, asking a question about an article you wrote. You know how the internet works, right, Jack? Sydney Watson is my friend. Well, not so much anymore. She is above petty internet drama. I am not. So petty internet drama is perfectly fine, according to Jeremy. Retreat away, Supreme Alpha, Jack Murphy article on being a cuckold, which is exactly how Jeremy was. And also, yes, it's a simp alert. All right, now this is a fun one. I think Nova mentioned it, that Jeremy said like over 200 times. Some person, maybe it was even Nova, I don't know, but I saw this on the Kiwi Farms. They have a like counter. April 16th, 2026. They sat down and did the unthinkable. They watched an entire quartering stream, and they counted how much times every host said like. Melanie Mack, 28 likes. Hannah Claire, 117 likes. Hello there. How are you? Jeremy, 219 that's your quartering content, sir. I mean, maybe if he says like enough, he's expecting people to like the video. Hannah, no. Look, Hannah's a woman, okay? Women say like a lot. But Jeremy apparently is doubly a woman because he did say it twice as many times, more or less. All right. So there it is. Chris Pavlovsky, he is the owner and operator of the Rumble Farms. He says, this is very funny, by the way. So this person, Vex Electronica, was responding to Chris, and he said, free speech and AI will intersect at Rumble. So you're willing to pay millions to a creator who is using his clout to cancel other creators over free speech? Chris Pavlovsky has blocked you. They then went out to say, your free speech alternative platform, sir. But then Chris responded, I thought you were a bot. So the Rumble audience, like the Rumble team, they think that real people are bots, which is very funny because their entire website is full of bots. In fact, to get 100 live viewers on Rumble, it only costs a mere $4 per hour. But I thought you're a bot. I'm getting hundreds of accounts with hashtag username spamming me about the quartering. It's insane and irrelevant to my posts. I unblocked you. Well, he did unblock him. At least he got 4 likes. Good for him. This person absolutely ratioed him. It was just very funny. You love Vex? Is this like a character? Is this like a streamer or something? I don't know. I just found this screen cap, I think, on the Kiwi Farms this morning. I love the Kiwi Farms. Make a drinking game. I would be dead. We may be doing some drinking tonight. And maybe tomorrow for the dinosaur gaming stream, which would be very fun. I'm having a great, I don't know if you can tell, chat, but I'm having a great week. My energy's restored. I think it's because the sun's come out finally. Mr. Sun came up and it smiled at me. All right. So I think, let me see if there's anything else in that folder. I think we got most of that done. Let's have a look at this. This is a new one. Oh, wait, we'll do this. We'll do this one. So we're going to watch this. We're going to watch the full video of this. But this is just funny because this just shows you how mind-broken the quartering is. Let's have a quick look.
The fact of the matter is, the golden era is over. The golden era of, YouTube, I'm sorry, of Hollywood.
Every second of every day, he's thinking about his YouTube is over because he knows it's true. He's got nothing left. He was just slimy enough, just spineless enough to fly under the radar and not get banned. when everyone else was getting banned for being funny, for having an opinion, for being edgy, pushing the bounds of commentary, Jeremy was able to be such a worm that he could sneak under. And now that YouTube has opened the reins a little bit, you know, allowed people to come back, he can't compete. So all of the people that he's flagging down, like that eight, sorry, I forgot the voice. Was it eight voice? And the Kino Casino, literally 2 people he's flagged down were just funnier than him. He can't compete. He can't compete with AI, and he can't compete with anyone with a personality or a backbone or a belief in anything except getting the bottom line up. That's all it is. And now he knows it's over. It's 8 Thoughts. Yes, sorry, I apologize. Mr. 8 Thoughts. 8 Thoughts, I had a look at some of his content. It's very funny. At least the stuff that from years ago was very good. He was well ahead of the curve. It's crazy to see that Jeremy hasn't changed over half a decade. All right, so let's take a quick... Well, we're actually going to... We're going to do the unthinkable and watch a quartering video. This is like... this is going to be an interesting one. The funny thing about this is there's some people are suggesting that Jeremy is botting likes on his videos, but he's getting a really high like ratio during a controversy, which is just strange. The comments are being like purged as quickly as they can, but then 5 more comments come up. But first about that, I just saw this pop up on Alyssa Clips' channel. And that is, so I haven't seen this before, haven't previewed this. This is Alyssa Clips, like the video. Nerdrotic, the quartering broke the unwritten rule. Deplatforming Kino Casino, this is of today. And this is used to be like Jeremy's camp. This used to be his allies. You know, the Friday Night Tights, the Geeks and Gamers, they used to welcome him in as a fellow culture warrior, meme veteran. And now he has no allies left except fake Bible grifters, broke jobless Johnnies, and apparently domestic abusers. Let's have a look what Nerdrotic has to say.
The internet gets its pound of flesh from everyone. KC has been playing the internet blood sports too long. They went after Melanie and Razorfist. KC had it coming. Razorfist even provided receipts.
So KC, obviously Kino Casino.
Who's KC? Oh, Kino Casino? I mean, the internet's the internet. It's all part of it. We all have to understand what goes with the gig. And there's certain unwritten rules. And one of those biggest unwritten rules is don't false flag.
Yeah.
You know, it's right.
The thing you have to understand is like when one false flag goes out, it's like launching a nuke. Everyone else launches their nukes too, and then there's nothing left but a radioactive wasteland where only cockroaches are surviving. That first nuke is the most important one, and it gives people license to just start throwing them. And not only that, it also encourages people like in the audience to start doing it as well. And then there's like third-party agitators that just hate both parties and just want to see drama happening. And they'll start throwing nukes as well. Everyone will start doing it. And then there's nothing left. He completely stifles conversation. He completely stifles creativity. And frankly, someone like Jeremy needs to be made an example of. You can't forget this. There's no path to redemption for this because he's done it twice. Like one time I can understand if it's like the end of his career, but he's done this multiple times. And we don't know how many people he's flagged that were too small to have a voice. Some people just disappear and you'd never see them again. The Kino Casino, they've got like, they're a big platform. They'll be okay. You know, their fans are loyal. They'll follow them wherever they go. But that's not the same for like these small channels, like hundreds of channels. Even my channel is a very small channel. He can't keep getting away. Yes, exactly. You have to, when you have a rabid dog, they have to be removed. You can't save them. There's no cure for them because if you leave them alone, they're just going to go around and infect everything and show people the way. Also, Fallen Hero gifted 1 sub. You know what? I think I actually can give away some subs as well. The chat's been so generous. Let me see. Can I gift? Oh yeah, I can send. Here you go. Here's 5 memberships for free. How about that? I'm just giving them away because I love the audience. You know what? If we get over 400 likes, I'll give you another 5. How about that? So hit that like button. You might get a free like.
Right up there with don't snitch in prison. Just don't do it. We all get criticized. Okay. We all get criticized. So no matter where you are on the issue, I stay out of this shit, by the way. I'm fine getting asked about it, though. I'll tell you what I think. I don't know if it's going to be the best answer in the world. But I'll just say this.
Was Nerdrotic's camera under attack like mine was yesterday? Or did you just decide to turn it off?
I have been criticized a couple of times on the internet, once or twice. I catch a hell of a lot of strays, but people come after me. And when it first happened, early days, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? But, you know, it's a mindset to content creation and to anything creative or any job you do. There is a mindset because there's going to be problems with whatever job you take, right? Not everything is great. You have to get along with coworkers you don't like, or, you know, I had to do that a lot in parts. But what I have learned is I've got the best advice I got from a content creator in a video was compete against yourself. That came from
this is actually like I do believe and live by this, that don't try to beat other people, try and beat your own best previous self. If you're competing with yourself, first of all, you're always going to be trying to do better and better and better, because as you improve, the bar gets raised. It's a fantastic point of view and mindset for YouTube and life in general.
Quartering video. And I took it to heart and really thought about that. And that's all I've ever done. I don't give a shit what other people do. And when other people are successful, that's great. It's awesome. It's not like, I think it's a mentality that there's some kind of fixed pie. It's not a fucking fixed pie. So
yeah, this is interesting, because Nick Rekieta used to say this as well. Back when he was successful and everyone loved him, it's very funny because when people are successful, they always talk about this, but then when they start to fail, that's like, well, the algorithm's attacking me, or my channel's under attack, or the YouTube is suppressing me, I'm being shadow banned. But yeah, it's like there is an abundance mindset that people have sometimes, where they think, and there's a limited scarcity mindset that people have, where they think that YouTube and views or just life is like this one pie. And if someone takes a piece of the pie, they're taking your piece, and there's no more pieces for you. No, you can just go and make another pie. You can create a new genre. You can create a new space where there's going to be more stuff. There's billions of people on the planet. And you think that like, it's because one guy gets like 500 live viewers on his stream, those are 500 they're taking from you? No, that's ridiculous. That's just crabs in the bucket.
If somebody else is successful, then they're taking something away from, I'll use my I statements, taking something away from me. That is a defeatist mindset, a completely defeatist mindset. So compete against yourself, mind my own business, and people are still going to fuck with you. People are still going to go after family members. People went after my family members quite a bit. And what I did was,
there are some people that just are not suited for the internet. And ironically, Jeremy is one of those people. Like, if you can't accept that people are going to dislike you, you should not be in the space of content creation or live streaming. Every person that likes you, there'll be one person that doesn't like you. Just the way it is.
Is understood that this is the internet. And in the early days, I had talked about having wife and kids. Would I change that now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't recommend everybody do that. I just never thought anybody would watch or listen. So forgive me. But yeah, they do that, and they do it to get attention. They do whatever reason they do it because it's the internet. That's just what happens. What I did was nothing. Let people have their say. It blows over. Is it great to hear? No, but it will blow over. You could get in the mud and sling around, and it's an absolute fucking waste of time because it's on the internet.
This is a good one. If you think Kino Casino does internet blood sports, you're a tourist. The thing is, there's a lot of people out there spreading misinformation about them. They're saying that they're attacking Jeremy's wife or they're going after his family, which isn't true. But there are some normies, even Asmongold is like commenting on this, saying like, yeah, if they're going after their wife, then that's fucked up. They weren't doing that. Jeremy is the one that's attacking his own wife by bringing her up in every story, talking about how she's going out for pizza without him, how she's going to Monkey Island for 2 weeks without him, how the Sky Bull is treating her. Jeremy's the one that brought this to the forefront, and he's the one using her full name. And his wife isn't a private internet person. No, she has her own channel. Well, she was on this channel with 100,000 subscribers. She's being brought up every single day. Just today, Jeremy was bringing up his mother on live stream. He's the one that's bringing this here, and they're just pointing out that it's fucked up. But yeah, blood sports is when you have two people yelling at each other and calling each other F slurs. That's what blood sports is. The Kino Casino is just commentary comedy show. And there's perfectly nothing wrong. There's perfectly fine nothing wrong with that because it's all public information. They're not using secret information that they're like, I don't know, hiring private detectives to get. But some people are pushing this narrative that they are like going after and attacking people's wives behind the scenes, and that it's all like actual harassment. It's not. Unfortunately, there are some boomers who will believe that, and it just is always going to be the case, especially since it's such a popular thing at the moment to point out how much of a piece of shit the quartering is. There are some people that are just going to be contrarians. I know a few of them. I've seen them. They're the ones that are sticking their hand up and trying to defend Jeremy for whatever reason they think is a good idea. It's a very weird take to have, because this is just the side of what's morally right. Don't silence people. It's not that hard to figure out what side to be on this battle.
Not the real world. So didn't take it that seriously. My family knows what's up. I'll give you one story. when the Taco Bout shit happened, that's the worst blowback I've ever gotten. I had press outlets contacting me. I had local San Antonio news contacting me. My son at the time, my youngest son, was going to a private religious school here in town. They got a phone call, a threatening phone call over my fucking Blue Beetle review and threatened my child at school.
That's unhinged.
I didn't bring attention to it.
There are some people out there that would actually do get mad if you say that their comic book's bad.
Because I don't want to bring attention to these things. Yes, the Taco Bout it shit. People are insane. You just got to accept that. But that's part of it. The thing is, though, I also have to keep in mind that I throw a lot of criticism in Hollywood and at corporations, and I have to be able to take it if I'm going to dish it out, even if it's something as crazy as that. Because I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm not worried about it. I'm not dumb about things, and we have security, and I keep my head on a swivel and all that stuff. But in reality, I'm not worried about it.
Imagine like actually physically assaulting someone because you said you didn't like a movie about Blue Beetle, which I think is just like one of those random comic book heroes that nobody gives a shit about. Ironically, like Iron Man was a pretty unpopular. I mean, that's not to say unpopular, but like Iron Man was fairly niche before the Iron Man movie came out. Of course, comic book people knew about it. Of course, people that maybe watched the like X-Men cartoons knew about him. Because I think he showed up a few times in that, but he was fairly like a side character tier material, honestly. And then like he became the forefront of the entire MCU based off Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. But imagine getting so mad if someone just says Iron Man bad that you have to go out and physically assault them. That's unhinged behavior.
And like I said, it sucks when
Iron Man had his own cartoon. I do know that
somebody's going after a family member, but that's part of the gig, and you just gotta kind of just roll with it, and it eventually blows over. And I don't get involved in that stuff because it's a complete distraction from what I'm doing, which is having fun and doing my thing. I've been through far worse in life than somebody besmirching me on the internet. So maybe I have that grading curve to work off of. Like I've been to prison. I've been homeless. You know what? Somebody calling me a fucking racist fuck or whatever on the so who cares? Who cares? Tacos do sound good right now. The True Wild One. Here's my problem. KC broke, or Kino Casino broke the rule. Also, it wasn't false flagging. He actually did it, in my opinion. That being said, Jerry Spurging.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't a false flag attack. It was a backroom connection call. Abuse of power in the YouTube ecosystem. Now, some people are still wondering, is the Kino Casino clip channel going to come back? We don't know. Hopefully, yes, because the Kino Casino clip channel is actually very useful to me. Because if I want to go for a run or a jog or go to the gym or something or go shopping, and I know I'm going to be out of the house for like an hour, one of those segments, which is usually about an hour long, maybe 2 hours long. If it's a DSP, maybe it's 5 hours long. I don't know. Those are so good because I love using just the YouTube background play is so convenient for me. So my free time is literally under attack by the Kino Casino clip kept going down. But we don't know if it's going to come back just yet. And there is some rumors that there is an investigation going on currently. Perhaps the person that Jeremy called may be getting canned. I don't know. But some people have suggested that. And I think that what needs to happen is you can't have rats like this in the hierarchy that Jeremy, for some reason, can just call them up and get 2 channels taken out immediately. That's it's complete opposite of having a free and open platform. It's disgusting.
I mean, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, and I wouldn't say it definitively. I will say this, and others have said it before, and this would be the same advice Jer would give, Jeremy Hambly. If you went out and said publicly that you're going to deplatform somebody, and then said it privately, and that got out, unfortunately, but it got out.
You did.
That you're going to deplatform somebody, and then that person gets deplatformed almost exactly like you said they were going to get deplatformed. You can't.
Yeah, like the thing is, like, this is so obviously Jeremy's doing. If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, moves like a duck, tastes like a duck, it's a duck. Obviously. If Jeremy hadn't said these messages to Null, by the way, then he would have had some plausible deniability. It's like, well, yeah, he was going after them, he was seething at them, but like, it could have been anybody, right? Because people they do see when you talk about them, and there's a lot of people that have seethed at the casino. Like, maybe it could have been Anissa, maybe it could have been iDubbbz, maybe it could have been anyone. Like, we don't know, right? Jeremy said these things and they happened days later. And then he bragged about it 5 minutes after it happened. He was rubbing salt in the wound. It's so obviously him, and like it's so obvious to anybody. The fact there are some people that's like saying, "Well, we can't prove it. He showed his flag." No, everything that he's done shows that he's guilty. And even if he and this is one point that Camelot was actually hitting home and was very true about. Even if Jeremy did not do this, he instigated it by implying that he would. He's still responsible for it.
The internet's going to do what it's going to do. You cannot expect the internet not to do that. Optics isn't the truth all the time. Just isn't. But you have to understand that when you are a content creator. And like I said before, worst thing you can do in prison is snitch. Worst thing you can do on when it comes to content creation is false flag. And whether he did it or not at this time to the internet, it's going to be immaterial.
Mm-hmm.
So honesty, I find the best policy to be honesty. And for everything else, I don't know what the truth is. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on this. And I have certainly seen it all over my Twitter timeline. But other than that, I hope all parties can come to a nice resolution. I mean,
that's a nice thing to say, but I don't think it's going to happen.
We'll see. I saw Jarbo out there saying something.
Even Jarbo's dunking on
crazy.
That is insane. Jarbo's getting dunks on the quartering.
It's crazy. But you know what, brother? You're entitled to your opinion here. It's all good. Oh, Kino Casino has flagged as well. Also, I agree with that. Did they? Have they?
I don't think so.
I've never heard that, but I mean, what kind of flagging is it?
Some people sometimes confuse like DMCA with flagging. Like there are some circumstances where it's okay to DMCA someone if they are actually stealing your content. I have not heard of Kino Casino flagging people, and in fact, I think this is a completely false made-up narrative.
No, like the one report I've made on YouTube was somebody started a channel called Nerdrotic and started putting up my videos.
Yeah, like this is an example where you would DMCA someone when someone's actually stealing your content, which is probably what people should be doing to the quartering if they find that he's taking their shorts.
So I had to flag it down. I did. No regrets at all. But that was it. And that was years ago. But silencing people who listen, there's it's kind of awesome. See, it's about looking at that glass half full. It's like there's a bunch of channels who go after Jeremy or Az or Drinker or yours truly, and that's awesome because you have heard of me. The main issue that people have with guys like Hambly,
hey, look, it's Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. He was earlier in my stream as well. How about that?
Rekieta is the inauthenticity and the double lifestyle when they present themselves as Christian family men and are caught in questionable acts.
Yeah, it's the hypocrisy. That's the worst part about this entire story.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventures for $10. I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes. And it's about, well, you want to avoid that. You definitely don't want to live the double life thing, right? But just own it.
Is this good advice, though? Like, own being a cuck? I don't know about that. There's no such thing as a proud cuck. Nobody proudly puts out that they're a cuckold. It's always like, that's part, I don't think it's possible to be a proud cuck. Because being a cuck, I think part of it's the shame, right? Isn't that what it is? Isn't that why they hide in the closet?
Just own it and atone or do the work to get back, especially,
I don't know.
If you're a Christian.
I mean, I've heard of him, but I don't
stop being a Christian. You just work your way back, I'm not going to sit here and pass judgment on people who've made mistakes. I've made terrible mistakes in my life. And you have to do the work to win back trust of your family, which is honestly the one thing you should be focusing on, or I should be focusing on is, or I would be focusing on is, working to get the family back and forget the internet shit right now. Take a break.
This is good advice. He should take a break. He needs to go to rehab, honestly. Jack Murphy wasn't a proud cuck. Jack Murphy hid his cuckolding past, and he seethed and raged about it when people brought it up. After the drama was exposed, he was then on the Blaze, right, with Eliza Schaefer and and Sydney Watson. And someone brought it up in a super chat, and Sydney had no idea what it was. And he started seething and yelling at Sydney Watson live on screen, which was very feminine behavior.
Take a break. It's not worth your life.
Take a Kit Kat.
It's not worth your life. That's why when I sold the comic store, I could have and I probably would have been much better off if I had just closed it. I could have sold that stuff later, but I was thinking of my customers and I still wanted them to have a place. Brian Hibbs came out, was a very good businessman, and made an offer that I absolutely could have refused, but I was also not in the best state of mind Brian knew it. Again, Brian was being a good businessman. I hold no resentment over this. Sold the store for a song. But I did that because I had to make a choice. It's like, if I got to try to kill myself and keep this store going, or do I want a family? So obviously, even as bad a state of mind I was in, I chose family and had to start over, eat a bunch of fucking humble pie and crow, and go back and work a job that paid me $12 an hour. You know, here I am in my 40s, and I've been a professional in multiple fields, but I was also a burnout, relapsed drug addict. And
This is actually really interesting. I didn't know. I knew that Ned Roddick had been to prison. I think it was for cocaine, right? I didn't realize that he did all this stuff. This is actually a really fascinating story.
Needed to, it was my higher power serving me up some humility, and I needed to start at the bottom and work my way back up again. And it was really important that I did that. It turns out, but yeah, I don't know how Nick's doing right now, but always say a prayer for the addict who still suffers. And again, I have no knowledge of what's going on with Nick.
Well, Nick is still suffering, so I guess he should be in some people's prayers
right now. I just hope he gets sober. Oh, Chris.
I mean, I guess Gary doesn't know the entire situation, but did you hear that? He hopes he gets, Nick praying that he gets sober. That's a nice thing to say. Let's listen to it again.
And again, I have no knowledge of what's going on with Nick right now. I just hope he gets sober. Oh, Chris.
Hope Nick gets sober. I mean, I guess we all do hope that, but I don't think like Nick can ever come back at this point. There was a point, I think, when he came back, his first streams back, he could have had a bit of humility. He could have tried to say he was wrong and apologize and move forward. But he chose the path of violence, and he's not stopping. He's doubling down, tripling down, which is exactly what Quartering's doing as well.
Pavlovsky weighs in. He says, "No, I'm not taking sides. I don't get involved in creator drama. If I did, I'd waste my days dealing with thousands of Rumble creators. If YouTube cancels someone, take it up with YouTube. It has nothing to do with Rumble. If someone on Rumble is for cancel culture, I absolutely don't agree with that, but that's their prerogative and their choice. But I definitely won't fall to pressure by canceling them back." That's fair. In fact, we welcome whoever got canceled on Rumble. YouTube was a bad choice to begin with. That's Chris Pavlovsky on the Quartering situation of Rumble. Nothing to argue about there. Nothing that I know of. I think with the...
All right, so I guess that's the extent of it. Coffee Cat with a 5 says, kind of BS to drama dump on Gary, to be honest. Yeah, but people always want to see what people are going to say about things, and it's pretty common. And of course, this is like the association with the Friday Night Tights crew and everything. So it is kind of lame, but especially when it's not like a drama show. It's more about, as I understand it, pop culture, media, movies, Marvel, DC, and everything like that. But it's just, people are interested in it. Obviously, it's like one of the most talked about things on the internet this week as well. We're so close to 400 likes. If we get 400 more likes, if we get to 400 likes, I'll give the remaining 5 free subs to the chat. All right, now we're going into it's time to buckle down. We're going to learn about Jeremy's take on Disney just fired everyone. And this is so, like, these two videos I looked at, Jeremy projects so hard on both of these. So bear with me, because we have to watch a bit of the Quartering's content. It's going to be unbearable for some of you. So if you're going to check out, you don't want to see this part, I understand. And I love you all the same, and thanks for coming to the stream. But this is, I think, very funny in part. But we'll try and go through it pretty quickly. How was everyone's weekend? It's like Friday today, right? So how's your weekend going to be? All right.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. An absolutely crazy story. I mean, you kind of knew there had to be a correction coming from the Disney Corporation and Marvel.
Crazy
after
story.
Basically the money printing.
I want you to take note about how awkward he is, because he makes so many mistakes in this, and we know that he's fired his editor. What he does is he double dips. You're not supposed to double dip your chips, but he double dips his content. What he does is he live streams and he records some of these live. And that's why he has no cuts, because he can't even take a second to reread a line. It would just blow out his profit margins. So that's why he's so awkward, and like he's fumbling around and umming and ahhing and saying all these weird things and checking his pulse. It is really quite a marvel to watch. Just turn off the live stream, do a good take. If you flub your words, do it again, and then have a bit of professionalism. There was one, I think I was rewatching the episode of the last episode of the King of Casino before they went on to vacation. There's one point where he drops in like a QR code into the timeline, and then you can see him resizing it. It's so unprofessional, and it makes me wonder because like I often will like spend hours and weeks and sometimes even months on videos that I edit, looking for every mistake that I can find and fixing it. And I understand sometimes there's like a mistake in the last part of production or something, and maybe it's not worth going back to fix. But I think about all the time I spend doing this, and then I look at someone like quartering, and it just makes me angry from a professional point of view. Like there's not even a drop, not even a modicum of professionalism in his videos. It's so shit. And apparently this is the path to success. At least that's what quartering would have you believe. But we don't know if he's rich or he's poor because he refuses to show his financial reports, even though he promised that he would.
Press that was Marvel, that was Star Trek, had both been completely run into the ground. Disney itself has been hit or miss. Some of their movies have been very, very successful. Some of them massive flops.
What a stupid statement. Oh, this company had some good movies. They had some bad movies. What?
Movies like Snow White.
Yeah, like every fucking business.
Obviously not doing so well, but other movies doing okay. The fact of the matter is the golden era is over. The golden era of, YouTube, I'm sorry, of Hollywood.
Like why would this is a video. He could just edit this out. There's no reason for this Freudian slip where he's admitting that the golden age of YouTube is over for him. For him, by the way, lots of people are doing fantastic on YouTube. It's just Quartering's slop content cannot compete with all of the new people that are coming into the scene and AI, because AI does a better job because it doesn't make these fucking Freudian slips.
Billion-dollar movie franchises is done, and it's because, quite frankly, Disney got woke.
They went woke, they went broke, which is exactly what's happening to Quartering. If you just remove the word Disney and place in the Quartering, this video is so funny. Every time Jeremy makes content now, it's Jeremy versus Jeremy.
Disney has massive layoffs, seemingly hit Marvel hard. There's several different groups that were all laid off.
Apparently
so stick around here.
Africa. That's very
About
cool.
1,000 people are facing layoffs at Disney, with Marvel Studios reportedly facing big cuts that include...
Just like Jeremy's studios. Luke's getting the can. The editors are getting the can. Set notified.
Almost wiping out all of its visual development team. That's just that. I want this. Let me scroll down. Gizmodo. There we go. As Disney prepares to woo theater owners and press at its CinemaCon panel this Thursday, new CEO...
He's like... He looks like he's tweaking. As Disney prepares... Like, it's like watching an addict. This is insane. And I'm not like the best orator, I make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I talk really fast. I have a few too many coffees, and then I fall over my words. Sometimes I feel like my tongue's moving too fast for my brain, and I make a bunch of fucking mistakes. But when I record a premium video, or a regular video, not like a live stream, because it's understandable in a live stream, just do a couple takes. It wouldn't kill you. But I guess if he spends 20 minutes on this video instead of 10 minutes of videos, that's his revenue is down 50% on that one.
Josh D'Amario sent out an email to employees announcing a sweeping wave of layoffs across all Disney's divisions. As the dust begins to settle, it seems one area that has been hit hard is, in fact, Marvel Studios.
And this is all of his content, by the way. He's just reading other people's work. Everything that he does is the same. It's just stolen everywhere. And everyone's done the old article read from time to time. There's nothing wrong with that. But, inject your opinion into it. Make it fun. Put some energy into it. Do something instead of just reading other people's... he's just like an auto reader, essentially, is what his job is.
Deadline reports that Disney's layoffs anticipated to have cut around 1,000 jobs across the company. While these layoffs are broadly impacting each area of Marvel, it's both offices in New York and Burbank running the gamut of the cuts.
He sounds nervous, too. He's doing, nervous swallows.
To the comics publisher, to Marvel Studios, to legal and financial departments, and more. One area reportedly hit significantly by layoffs was one of Marvel Studios' most enduring teams, its visual development team. Now, I don't know if that means they're going to replace them with AI or, what the case may be with that. It's difficult to say, but...
So he has no comment on it. Great. Your pop culture commentary, sir. I don't know. Maybe they're going to get AI in there. It sounds like a lot of people are being laid off. And by the way, Disney's like CGI departments do deserve to be laid off because they're shit. Like you look at something like Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean, it was like fantastic, and like all CGI looks like garbage these days, so they do deserve to lose their jobs. Apparently, it's like a pretty bad industry over there with the crunch time and everything. But it's fascinating how they used to have these things. I guess these labors of love that used to be fantastic to watch. You used to get 22 seasons or 26 episodes of a season every year. And now it's like 8 episodes every 2 years and everything looks like trash.
I don't know. Initially reported by Forbes, backed up by Deadline, as members of the team began confirming lost jobs on social media, it's believed that almost the entirety of the visual department team has been laid off, leaving a skeleton crew that will now oversee the hiring of outside contractors on a per project basis. Brutal. So you got to keep your job, and your only job is to hire other people to do the job that you used to do. Brutal.
What's brutal is watching Jeremy's content. Like, imagine watching this on regular. Like, we're watching on 1.25. Let's slow this down for a second.
Sources speaking to Forbes allege the particular...
And by the way, the reason he speaks like this, slow, and he has all these stupid, like, breaks that he doesn't edit out, is so that he always has his video over 10 minutes, so you can add the 5 ads.
Reasons for the visual department team's reduction are in part due to Marvel's own changes to its upcoming production slate, as well as cost-cutting impacts of the broader round of layoffs at Disney this week.
Oh my goodness, that's brutal at regular speed. Back to 1.25.
Headed by creative director Ryan Minder, don't really care, who has helped shape Marvel, revealed first looks at adaptations of its legendary superheroes. It's still slow. It is more often than not that through the work of the visual development team, which are then plastered across the internet articles, across posters at events, on merchandise, and more. Even perhaps the most iconic version of the opening logo sequence that opens Marvel Studios' Captain America's Brave New World to offer more individually stylized ones, put the concept work of the visual department team front and center, iconic concept of Marvel's heroes blurring with the script lines with giving way into the studio's logos. So it's crazy.
Oh my God. Just say something about the actual article, because like what they're talking about here is like, remember you used to watch a Marvel movie and it's like the comic book pages flipping? That was a fantastic intro because it both like paid like respects to the old medium of the comics, and it's like the comics are becoming into real life, and it would be like slowly start off as pages and it would become the actual characters. That was a fantastic introduction to these old movies, these old Marvel movies like Iron Man, Avengers, and now it's this slop where it's just like all the different movies that nobody gives a shit about. All of these characters nobody gives a shit about. Like, say something like that. That's all it takes, because that's a very real thing you can comment on if you actually watch the content that you claim to be a critic of. And it's just, oh, that's crazy. Holy shit. How? No wonder he's getting like completely fucking destroyed in the algorithm. Can you say one thing? You're at 1.56. So it's like 2 times. Yeah, suffer replay crew. Actually, I love my replay crew. I do try and go back. I know a lot of people say this is a waste of time, but for me, I care. I go back and I try and read the comments of the streams, and like I go back into the held comics and I approve basically everything, because some people get too spicy, but I want to see their comments anyway. And then I always see a couple people posting replay crew checking in, and I always be sure to heart their comments as long as I see them. Maybe this is why I guess the quartering's like so successful, because I waste time caring about my audience.
I mean, Doomsday, again, 300 to 400 million estimates for Doomsday. 300
Now he's just reading other people's comments. I mean, sometimes I will read comments as well, but because I think they're funny. He's reading comments because he's starved for an opinion, because he has none of his own. That's the difference.
For marketing, Disney is not making good decisions and instead doubling down on what's pretty clear. The lightning in a bottle moment for superhero movies is in the rear view. Firing people won't move the needle on the sinking ship. Star Wars and Marvel are largely in decline, with a few notable exceptions. It's a great comment by Jake. And it's a combination of...
It's Jake. This is your quartering mainstream 2 million subscriber channel. Let's check in with Jake from the Gizmodo comment section. Great opinion, Jake. We got foreign correspondent Jake calling in from the comment section of Gizmodo.
Factors, but basically what they need to do is this: let it sit, hands off, focus on a return to core competency, think smaller but higher quality. I think that's true. I've talked about that, where like we need to have, Marvel really needs to lower their production budget. That's a huge problem. They need to lower their production budget. But sure, they throw money at a largely saturated market despite there being no way to recoup the cost. And on the other end, let's fire the people that actually do the things that make money. Also, Universal trouncing in theme parks realm hit them in the other kidney. Disney's going to continue to slow decline until...
who's taking a beating in the kidneys is Jeremy's kidneys. Even with those 2 days of sobriety, it's not enough. It's not enough. I honestly think that his appearance is probably the stages of psoriasis of the liver. I think that's what's happening here. Like, honestly, he should quit alcohol because he's probably at the stage where he has a massively fatty liver, and it may be almost beyond point of repair, because the liver is actually one of the hardest working organs in the body. It can regenerate from basically anything. I should know. I should know. Jeremy needs to take some time off and go to rehab and just get off alcohol. If he wants to live past 45, he wants to retire in 2 years. Well, first of all, good fucking luck with the way that the channel's going. Well, he's got all these bills he's got to pay. But just for your own sake of living and giving for the liver's sake. Drew with a $5 says, the way he constantly moves his head really bothers me. It reminds me of a literal tweaker behavior. Well, I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing. This is literal tweaker behavior. He takes uppers and downers. He drinks all the time. He probably is, this is probably recorded at like 4 o'clock, and his body is now starved for calories and alcohol because he's got starts drinking at 5, so he can start seething at people on Twitter.
It's going to do stuff that's just fewer and fewer people will care until they get into a situation where they start selling off IPs, and that's when you know it's desperate times. Considering a middle-class family can't even afford to go to a Disney park, they're also killing off future customers and whales. Absolutely spot on comment. Disney has laid off nearly the entire visual.
I mean, can you just say anything? Maybe add some information to the comment. Just spot on. Good comment. Good comment. Moving on to reading my next article of Discussing Film. By the way, there's a very funny Twitter account called Discussing Fish, and they post fake news, movie news, and pretend to be discussing film. And from time to time, you get tricked by them, and they're very funny. They'll say some insane stuff sometimes. But recently there was a really insane discussing film tweet, and I thought it was a discussing fish topic because it was so like ridiculous.
Department at Marvel Studios. I also had this. Disney has laid off their entire home entertainment team. Now, home entertainment is obviously something that like probably.
I'm going to guess it's entertainment in your home, but let's see what Jeremy has to say about this.
They included like DVDs and VHSs and stuff like that. It's sad that those have...
Really? Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. I didn't realize that DVDs were included in home entertainment.
Gone away, to be honest with you. Disney's 1,000-person layoffs claim entire PR teams' specialty divisions. Layoffs, of course, also hit Marvel, whose reduction in workforce as a result of the brand's reduced slate. Disney layoffs impacting of 1,000 employees got underway yesterday, affecting several divisions of publicity. Marvel, we talked about already. On the digital marketing side, positions at every level were eliminated, including the Senior Vice President of Global Digital Marketing and Director of Digital Marketing. Well, they seemed like they were pretty good at their job because they basically were always trending. They knew how to hire like the right bot and shill networks. They certainly seemed like pretty good at doing that. Now, the layoffs did impact Marvel employees, and we talked about that. The Wrap was told this was a result of, Marvel putting out less movies, particularly.
I can't believe this goes on. I was planning to watch the entire thing. I think 6 minutes is the most I can do. There is another one I was going to check out, which I think we will. I was thinking about including this Geeks and Gamers. Do you guys want to see Geeks and Gamers talking about the quartering? Let me know in the chat if you do. I need to take a quick bathroom break though. So I'm going to play you a quick clip, and then we're going to see what the Benny Johnson drama is about. So we'll play, you know what? We'll do this while we're gone. I'll be back in like 1 minute. I've been drinking a lot this morning.
I'm Tiger.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's see.
Strong.
I mean, like, as much as I want to, like, it's just like, like
yeah.
So, Like
exactly.
Like. But I mean, look, they're on basically like it's like you know.
That clip is so long, it gives me so much time to like get up, get a drink, change the camera batteries because I don't have a dummy battery because I am a retard. Check his pulse, yeah. I'll put up a legally binding. I can't actually. For some reason, I can't put up a legally binding poll. All right, let's check in with this Benny Johnson leak messages. And I actually found out something very interesting about this. I don't know who this Benny Johnson guy is. This is one of the people that was defending the quartering. But I had a look at the Benny Johnson channel after this, and it is so patently clear that Benny Johnson is who the quartering wants to be. Their video style, their thumbnails, they're almost identical. But Jeremy is basically the little version. I mean, you know, heavens to say little. But Benny Johnson does the same sort of slop content, apparently. And he was the one guy that was willing to come to bat for the quartering. But Jeremy's looking at the Benny's videos and saying, like, why can't my channel look like that? It really is interesting. All right, so let's get into another quartering banger.
Into these wild claims about.
All right, he's going to have to address the drama, I think. Let's have a look.
Look, before I get into these wild claims about Benny Johnson or this basically threatening video that Elon Musk's baby mama, Ashley St. Clair, just put out, I want to start and say this first and foremost. Benny Johnson has never been anything but kind to me. He has never, like, come off to me as, you know, as anything but just a dude that wants to, you know, grow his business as big as possible.
This is the only thing that Jeremy believes in as a virtue, is getting more money and making your business bigger. He's just expansion maxing. That's all he cares about. Now, there was a very funny Benny Johnson interview stream where they went onto his channel, but they had audio issues. And I know a little bit about something about tech issues on a stream. Okay, I know a little bit about that. But it was so bad that they actually had to start typing text to each other and reading it live on stream. They were at the point of holding up signs and communicating with sign language and smoke signals. It was an absolute shit show.
To me, he comes across as a guy that loves his family. And, you know, he's faced a lot of these kind of wild claims that, you know, oddly enough, seem to never really materialize. There were people on the internet claiming,
just like
stating
me for
as
real.
fact that, you know, Benny was into men. None of
He's
that
gay.
quote-unquote evidence ever seemed to come out, but the internet ran with that. I mean, I, for one, know exactly what that's like when the internet decides on a narrative, and there's not a lot you can do against it.
They just decided on a narrative. There wasn't all of this evidence. Like Gordon was saying that his this conspiracy theory came out of nowhere about him calling the back channels of YouTube from some random nobody. The random nobody was him. He's the one that supplied this theory because he told Josh Moon this. He's the victim. He's just Benny Johnson's just like me. He's getting this undeserved criticism. I understand what it's like.
Just kind of brace for impact, and you let the internet do what they're going to do. You take your lashes.
This is how Jeremy's toilet is. That's it. That's the toilet says too. I've got to brace for impact every time it's 2 a.m. Time for the 2 a.m. diarrhea quota.
And you move forward, or you get down in the mud with them and you fight, which only makes it worse. That's something that I've learned the hard way recently. But also, you know,
he has to look down. He's ashamed. Is he reading from notes? What's going on here? Look at the fucking camera. I know about something. I know something about this. He's like like this is actually like child like broke something and now has to tell mom about it. That's how pathetic.
Oh, it's just the truth of it. The internet's going to get its pound of flesh, whether it's right or wrong. But
well, there's a lot of pounds to come off of Jeremy's flesh.
My experience, Benny Johnson has never been anything but above board. You know, I know plenty of his, you know, current and former employees, talk to them regularly. Nobody's ever said, oh my God, here's this crazy story. And I think that whenever these claims are made in the way that they are, they need to be, you know, scrutinized. What ends up happening is a salacious claim gets made about somebody, and everybody who already doesn't like that person will just take it as face value to get a few clicks. And look, I have been.
So he's just talking about himself. The reason he made this video, apart from to grift off the more successful channel that is essentially his entire channel is skinwalking, is that he thinks that this is what's happening to him. It's so funny how much projection leaks out in all of these videos. And to pull a quartering, check the comments. Let's have a look. Oh, I said receipts, you say. Got to go to new because like he's purging every comment. Let's have a look if we can find anyone. How's everyone's weekend? Sounds like a crazy bitch. I'm unsubbing. You're the woke SJW that you pretend to hate. They're talking about my wife. They aren't talking. You just want to act the victim. Very true. Very true.
Been guilty of this in the past too. That's why I can't just get all high and mighty and say, well, people should never do this. I myself made, many videos about, for example, like, well, I don't want to go down that road, but I have done this too. And
why don't you just say that? Say their name. Say their name, you coward.
Now that I'm on the receiving end of it, I will always be more careful going forward.
He's changed.
It's really a lose-lose scenario, but
do you think he's going to actually change and go forward? He's going to be a better man? Somehow I doubt it.
Ashley St. Clair has uploaded a direct threat to Benny Johnson. And of course, again, everybody that already hates him is going to say, well, this must be.
I literally have no idea who Benny Johnson is, apart from his relationship to the quartering. Is this like a big guy? I mean, I know he's got 4 million subscribers on YouTube. Is he just like a right-wing commentator or something? Maybe I'm showing my own ignorance here, but I mean, there's so many millions of channels that have like over 1 million viewers at this point.
True, it must prove everything. Let's actually look what she says. And unfortunately, I apologize that we have to have her on the screen here for moments.
This is a message for Benny.
Imagine the audacity of the quartering, this fat, disgusting blob that looks like he's decaying from the inside and out, that his eyes are sulken. And look at this. He looks like he's been punched in the fucking face by his wife. Probably because he didn't get back in the corner or in the closet during fun time. It looks like he's spotting a shiner. Look at this. But he's like, I apologize for showing you this woman on screen for a few seconds. Or I guess it's going to be 10 minutes. It's like a 1-minute video. So he's going to stretch it out for about 10 minutes. But then you have to look at this.
Johnson. Since I came forward about
He's
my
gouted.
experience with that predator, Madison Cawthorn.
Now, I don't know anything about Madison Cawthorn stuff. So I'm going to have to breeze right through that. I'm not even sure what her claims were. I don't listen to Ashley St. Clair.
Maybe do some research.
This video is more about like trying to understand exactly what she's claiming, the dirt she has on Benny.
I had mentioned in my video that Benny Johnson, I had disclosed to him that I had experienced this behavior with Madison Cawthorn and that Benny has continued to.
The funny thing is, you see how he's got all these notifications? You just know that if he clicks on the notification tab, we'd be seeing some funny shit. Also, you got to be like careful because like since he's lost his editor and he's either doing it himself or he's paying like absolute minimum wage, there's a lot of like small details that are very funny in these videos, like the emails being exposed as being reporting, right? That sort of stuff. So I feel like this is, you got to keep it on the front screen if you're like looking to A-log him, because every so often just these funny little things appear in his very lazy style.
Platform this awful human being. However, I'm not a consumer of Benny Johnson content because I value my IQ and I'm not one of his cerebral speed bump boomer followers.
That's actually a pretty good dig. Cerebral speed bump followers. I've never heard that before. That's a good one. I like that one.
Fortunately, I've watched his content in the last 24 hours because it's been sent to me. And before yesterday, I was unaware of the content that Benny Johnson had been putting out about me on his show, including about my family and my children. And
now, I have no idea what content Benny Johnson is putting out about her family and children. I do know
I believe this is a lie because I think that he steals his content from Benny Johnson.
That does invoke a certain kind of reaction from people. But if I look,
wait, let's have a look if there's any. I want to see if there's any fun details on the. There is a fun detail here. So first of all, you can see that he's logged into his quartering channel, and you can see that he's got his unsleeved media. Has just posted a video 11 minutes ago, so he's got like maybe he was posting it while he was working on something else. Maybe he's had it on a schedule. But look at this, unsleeved media, of which he's subscribed to. You're to subscribe to your own channels, of course. I mean, I do that too. 11 minutes ago with 11 views. Insane pull. Law winner clips collector's box opening. 1 view per minute. How much did this box cost? $600? I don't know. That's a yikes. That's a felt it. But see, like I said, you've got to find all these fun little details. I like how he's got like the extra big short slop on his channel because that's where his content is going to steal from as well. That's a fun one.
Look at.
Also, wait. I'm going to go back. We're going to EFAP this.
I do know that does invoke a certain kind of reaction from people. But if I.
All right, let's see. So YouTube wants him to watch the podcast, live playing cards, linebackers, news, music, season, sitcoms, gaming, mixes, and pictures.
Look at,
like his wife being. And never mind. I want to go back. I want to go back like frame by frame and see if there's anything funny in his thing. There probably isn't, but it would be good. What does he type in when he gets B? Nothing shows up there until it gets to blue. So Bluey official channel is being suggested to him. He's got Baby Shark, Blippi, Bad Bunny, BTS, Bluey full episodes. Wait a minute. Jeremy's been searching for full episodes of Bluey. Is this like is this what he watches when he's pretending to be a baby? Because he announced that he has like a fetish where he likes the Amazon press, which is basically looks like your baby getting its nappy changed. Is that what he's watching? Like, why is a grown man Bluey full episodes? That's a bit weird.
At, Benny Johnson. Okay. Wait, if I could spell it.
He's doing research, or maybe.
Let's see here. He's talking about The View.
See, look, like if you look at the thumbnails for Benny Johnson, it's almost exactly the same as the quarterings.
He talked about JD Vance, talking about the
Although it looks like he's got like some actual effort and intro in his introduction instead of just the quartering like fake hipster logo with some music.
Pizza stuff. Trump reset the global order.
See, like that, like
IRS.
Wait, like look at this.
Pizza stuff.
Right here.
Trump reset the global order.
Pizza day. This thumbnail looks exactly like a quartering thumbnail. I guarantee you that quartering thumbnails have this exact style because he's hoping that people that are watching Benny Johnson's content accidentally click on his content. And you can see like the big difference I see between Benny Johnson's content and quartering's content is that Benny Johnson's getting 275,000 views, streamed 4 hours ago, 100,000 views. This is what the quartering wants to be. He's skinwalking this dude. He just goes from different sectors of the internet, skinwalking different people. He's trying to be Tim Pool. Now he's trying to be Benny Johnson.
FBI arrests deep state traitors. Trump deletes Jesus meme.
See, it looks like Benny Johnson is actually including like these, like, maybe it's like AI slop memes or whatever, but at least he's putting some effort into it. Maybe that's why people are actually watching the videos, because there's jokes, there's transformative stuff. There's AI slop with like Trump walking on water, or like mech warriors in the Ukraine. Maybe if quartering actually put even a second into his work, people would watch it, and he wouldn't have to put out 20 videos a day. I don't know how many videos Benny Johnson puts out a day, but it looks like he's actually paying a team.
Ukraine just won the first battle using an entire robot army.
Insane.
I'm not
footage.
really seeing anything. Woke pop star gets canceled. He puts out so many videos. Like, I don't.
this Benny Johnson guy, he puts out so many videos. Man who records 150 shorts in the morning after he takes a shit at 2 a.m.
Really know exactly what she's claiming he said. She's vague. Now, if we go back, if you remember, okay, here's 2 years ago. There's a video that comes up when I search her name. I don't even know.
Yeah, he absolutely wants to steal
about
Benny's
her.
grift.
So I'm not.
We're just 38 likes away from the 5 free membered gifted shippers. I love the chat so much, but you got to give me those free likes, and I'll give you those free memberships, chat. Just 38 people in chat need to hit like on the stream, and you'll get them. No, I promise.
Not exactly sure. Now, to me, it's very clear that a woman that was canoodling with a lot of the mega celebrities, whose only real thing she brought to the table was, I don't know. Well, I guess Elon knows. Now she's trying to make a name for herself, exposing mega. And people that are mad at Benny, or people that are mad at Trump right now, in addition to people who are leftists, are really, really excited about it.
And that I should lose my child, that I am not a sane parent, that I am a narcissist, making up lies about my finances and my...
Well, she is not sane.
Making up lies about his finances. Imagine that. Also, Jack gifted 5 subs. We're just 20 likes, stream likes away from the 5 gifted free subs for the chat. Once we get it, like, chat, like, I know I want to grift a little bit for the free likes. Okay, that's the only thing I asked for. Okay, as long as you're enjoying the show, but hit the like button, because if we get over 400 likes, YouTube actually distributes the stream out further, and that helps the reach, and that helps more people know about how felted Jeremy is getting. Okay,
in my opinion, she is also a narcissist. In my opinion, these things are not super up for debate.
family situation. So, Benny, I have been sitting on the receipts of you for far too long.
Okay.
Let's show me the receipts.
Well, surely she will show us these receipts, right?
He said it. He said the line. Surely you're going to show us your receipts, quartering.
Surely she will show irrefutable evidence of what she's claiming.
Yeah, surely we're going to see the irrefutable evidence of the F-150, of the hundreds of voice messages, the DMs, the death threats. Show us, Quartering. I want to see them.
Because I happen to know that, people don't really seem to care about that. But sure.
He's so salty. He didn't show anything and he's complaining. Oh my goodness. He can't even do a single show without multiple times referencing his own fucking drama.
Surely she will show.
It's just like me for real, chat.
Because everybody's sharing this video.
You and your sociopathic behavior.
He's checking his heart. I can't breathe. He can't breathe.
And the way you operate your businesses and your grift.
The way it's, no disrespect. It's pretty clear what Benny does. He's very good at titling and thumbnailing. He puts out more content than just about everybody. And
this is the things that Jeremy thinks is a virtue. I mean, it's not like Benny Johnson's got fantastic content. He has a great moral backbone, or he has lives and advice for people. It's like this guy puts out good thumbnails and gets a lot of clicks. How could Benny Johnson be an evil person if he's getting so many views on YouTube? This is the only thing in Quartering's religion, is if you get more clicks and more money.
He has a team that allows him to produce content at levels that no one else really can. It's really not that difficult.
Then why are your views dying? Like, I don't know much about this Benny Johnson guy, but it seems like he's doing the exact same thing that you're doing, except adding effort. He has an editor. Jeremy claims that he has hundreds of people, dozens of people working for him, and he can't put out this sort of content. Why not? You can't get one Indian guy to make you AI boomer slop using Grok Imagine or whatever it is, and then add it into your videos. Does that take too long? Is the only reason you think you get views is if you pump out things as fast as physically possible so that you get the first mover advantage? The end is near with a 2, says, was wondering what your main channel is. You can send me a DM. I've got lots of channels. I have lots of hobby channels, gaming channels, travel channels, all sorts of channels. I was looking at, I'll show you a funny thing. There's a funny, no, I don't want to reveal this. Actually, I changed my mind. Basically, I had a tech problem this morning, non-related to streaming. And I remember that I used to have a tutorial channel where I actually solved this tech problem. And I had to go watch my own video on how to do this problem. And the video still holds up today. It was fantastic. I was like, well, thank you, me, from 8 years ago.
Clickbait Benny all you want. But I mean, his business model isn't exactly super complicated to figure out. Maybe it is for Ashley St. Clair, but again, we'll wait for these receipts.
So you want to go, Benny?
Let's show me the receipts.
You want to talk about my children and make this personal? Let's go, because I have been sitting on this for far too long.
Now, let me also make a point about these people who are like, I'm going to whistleblow on somebody years after the fact when it's beneficial to me for a career. I basically learned that everybody in this space is a total snake and willing to sell you out for 1 or 2 videos of high numbers of viewerships.
Oh, it's just like me for real, chat. We're just 8 likes away from the free gifted subs, chat. Oh my goodness. Everyone, these snakes turning on Jeremy. He's a good boy. He didn't do nothing wrong. They all just snaked him for no reason. Not that he's secretly behind the scenes taking down people that are funnier than him because he can't compete. That's the thing. Jeremy, there's a really funny analogy that people talk between men and women. It's not really true, but it is kind of funny. Where it's like men see a mountain and they want to climb it. Women see a mountain and they want to cut it down to their size and then tell people that they're at the top. This is what Jeremy does. He can't climb this mountain. He can't climb the mountain of success on YouTube and anything, basically. He just wants to cut other people down so that he's the tallest one standing.
And, again,
I absolutely believe he is going to win LOLCAL of the year if he actually makes this into the year, because it seems like every other second he has to check that his pulse is still working.
I'd
be surprised if his heart
part in that behavior, and being on the receiving end of it has made me a little bit more humble in terms of these people are in no-win situations. True. I've heard nothing salacious about Benny Johnson that has been substantiated by anybody. We say, we have Milo Yiannopoulos stating as fact things that he never backed up ever. And it just kind of went away. And the internet was like, well, I guess it must have been true. People don't like that he clickbaits. Okay, is that why we're going to just take Ashley St. Clair's opinion at face value? Is that why when she releases these Telegram messages, we're all going to believe them believe that they're in the full context, and that I believe they automatically believe the worst about Benny Johnson because people don't like him. Again, I've been in this industry for a long time.
Much to everyone's disappointment, yes. He has been here for a long time. Hopefully for not much longer.
I've never heard, I've never seen anything that's actually been substantiated. I've seen a lot of hate. I've seen a lot of people going after him, but I haven't.
I mean, as Barnes, Better Call Barnes would say, this is confession by projection.
Seen anybody actually substantiate some of the wild claims that they make about him.
And guess what? A lot of people have been sitting on things about you for far too long.
Oh yeah, I want to mention. It doesn't make you the hero to cover up somebody's bad behavior and only release it later when it's financially beneficial to you. So presumably there's some sort of salacious messages between Ashley St. Clair and Benny Johnson. Okay. I strongly suspect. Okay. I'm gonna take a guess right now. They're never coming out.
Yeah, just like Jeremy's proof is never fucking coming out. He's never going to mention it by name, but he's going to seethe about it for the rest of his life. Also, MG Law, stream raid, much appreciated. We also hit the goal, 400 likes, which means I'm going to give you those free memberships. There you go, chat. Here you go, because I love you so much. Okay, there you go. There's the free 10 I guess it's 10 in total for the stream. Much appreciated. Big support for this stream. Lots of people on chat. Lots of interaction. Help spread the word that Jeremy is a piece of shit flaggot who only survived because he was just slimy enough to go under the radar for this long, but no longer. He's like a tick. He's a parasite. He's been gorging himself. And now he's so big online and in real life that he can't hide any longer. And his entire grift, his entire empire is crumbling down.
So these messages will never come out. And if they will, they'll be out of context. And people who hate Benny will automatically believe them. And people that, are mad at Trump right now will automatically believe them. Leftists will believe them. But are we really talking about the woman that openly talked about baby trapping Elon Musk as a bastion of truth? This is a woman that was also alleged to try to get Tiffany, another woman. Was this her? I can't remember. I won't say that because I don't know for sure. But there was some woman in that group too that was
Tiffany Fong
trying to facilitate Elon having another baby with another woman.
Elon's got 20 babies at this point. Okay, he just keeps popping up what is it, IVF into random online deranged women for some reason.
All of the things we know about Ashley St. Clair, people are just like, oh, well, she's got the receipts now. Why? Well, because there's this crazy attack going on right now against anybody who's being loyal to Donald Trump.
Oh, that's what's happening. It's that quartering. He's just a loyal Christian. That's what Melanie Mack said. It's because he's a Christian that now the heat is coming to him because he's just so oppressed. It's just because you're loyal to the Donald, even though quartering is he's not a MAGA guy. He's not a supporter of Donald Trump. He's a grifter in the truest sense of the word. I know we throw the word grifter around quite a bit, but Jeremy literally believes in nothing except his own enrichment.
Some of it warranted, of course. If you are ignoring perhaps some things that aren't going well and, just continue to see the world with rose-colored glasses, maybe that's worth criticizing. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure that any of these people are doing this in good faith. And so she puts out this video. And again, there's 10 seconds left. Well, let's see if she shares any of these things.
He's mega? Is that make Israel great again? I don't know. I love Israel. Okay. I love the Jews. I mean, once the check clears.
I'm telling you, she won't share anything.
And I will remind you that if you live in a glass house, stop throwing stones for your little Facebook dollar.
That's pretty good advice for Jeremy.
TTFN.
So, of course, Marissa Hanson shares this. The Krasensteins are sharing this. The video's getting to hundreds of thousands of views on X.
The Krasensteins?
No evidence. No, I mean, at least for some people here, she needs to close her mouth. She's full of BS and spilling out over her face. Really, this is who you choose to believe. Ashley Dumbclair. I mean, this is somebody who, who has a long...
No, I don't know. This is somebody who... No, I don't, Jeremy. Could you fill in the gaps? Could you add some critical commentary? Could you add some back story to this? You listen to another chick's video, I mean, as he does, for 11 minutes. I don't know who Ashley Sinclair is and what her deal is. All I know is she's a baby mama for Elon Musk, apparently. Yes? Go on.
History. Here, LFG, my wife will be in heaven. She hates Benny more than I do. Why would you hate him? Because you don't like Trump?
Oh, that's just cope. You don't need a right or a reason to hate somebody. if you just don't like them, simple as. That's, you can like things for no reason as well. It's about, what is this? Like the Benny Johnson appreciation audit? Maybe he's just annoying to listen to. It's literally as simple as that. Like, well, it must be because he hates Trump or something. Oh, we got Garfield's Bizarre Adventure is back, who's been in the stream and also on the stream in the Nerdrotic segment. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a 10 says, quartering is a virtual signaling as a Christian man, tagging Musk on Twitter, demanding adult material be removed from the platform while getting caught having it on his search history and timeline. Well, yeah, it's completely fake. And Melanie Mack is completely hypocritical for saying that she believes that you should not be around drunkards, people that worship false idols, Funko Pops, and these people that have these inappropriate relationships out of their marriage. Completely fake grift. But yes, very true. He's also tried, I remember once seeing a tweet of Quarterings where it was like, Elon Musk, I've got 4 million people, I've got 2 million people on YouTube. Please come on my show. And he completely got ignored, completely felted by Elon Musk. He's just always sucking up to people that he thinks can help him. But thank you for the tenno. And JD Straight Shot with a 2 said he spent a small fortune on a Rambo doll. Is that true? I mean, wouldn't surprise me. He is worshipping false idols in those Funko Pops. You can't see in the back of this one because he's got like, he's divided his room up into 4 quarters and he's making a different set for each of them because he thinks that you have to have a set for YouTube Shorts, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But he's got to have the Magic the Gathering set. He's got to have the Rumble set. He's got to have the Quartering Live set. And then he's got to have the short set. It makes no sense. But his audience is paying for this because they're retarded.
Like, my prediction is there won't be any receipts and the internet will jump on it.
That's my prediction for the Quartering as well.
And Benny will do what
Wait a second. I received a message in Discord. Apparently, Sean is watching me. This is a reminder to the chat, and especially Sean's stream, to go to thedragonstreasure.com and use code COPE. Don't use code criminal, Sean's chat, okay? This is a message just to Sean's chat. Go to thedragonstreasure.com, buy some delicious tea. Every tea you buy from the Dragon's Treasure, he's got coffee too. It helps felt the Quartering and have his coffee company fail. Use code COPE, not code criminal. And back to the broadcast.
Always does, and just not address it because that's probably the best way to do. And ultimately, if they're going to raise up Ashley St. Clair, some kind of bastion of truth, they've got more problems than I can fix. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you have a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow.
Wait, is Sean actually sleeping? Wait a second. Now, wait a second. This is Sean's stream. So you've got my stream here, and I'm saying like the stream. And we've got Sean up here. Sean, no, wait a minute. Sean, no. Somebody wake up call, sleepy chat. Oh, this is the, what is it? ASMR felting to fall asleep to. I'm glad that I can help Sean fall asleep. Is Sean still live? What channel? Is this on the Potentially Criminal channel? Wait, I still got an old clip from Sean when he fell asleep, I think. This is like a classic old clip. This is the classic Sean move, by the way. Oh, wait, that wasn't Sean. That was that was Steve Gosney. Oh dear. Let me quick check Potentially Criminal's channel. I want to see if he's asleep. Potentially, that's too funny. Oh my goodness, I'm having such a funny day. Is he live? Apparently he was live an hour ago. He must have fallen asleep. Somebody clip that and send it to me. I want to see it. Or is he just like, did you just screenshot him and he's like, he's letting out a guffaw of laughter or something? I don't know. All right. So we got this, I don't think we can watch this 2 hours of the content court, but we'll check out. This is at Alyssa Clips channel. It says Geeks and Gamers on the Quartering deflatforming Kino Casino. Whoa, buddy. April 14th. We'll check this out. And then we might wrap up the stream. It is fun to have everyone with us now at the moment, though. So if anything new comes out, be sure to let me know.
Let's talk about a person that's been.
This is good, Jeremy, over in the corner here. D-Day Prime Coda. I mean, I guess it's D-Day Cobra, but it's Prime Jeremy. They're calling him. He's the good Jeremy. And you've got your Hollywood squares set up here.
Show before.
Oh.
person who is accused of farting on this show before. Let's talk about the quartering. So for those that are not aware, it's been a very crazy kind of couple of days.
It's been a long year.
But
The reportering.
Yeah.
Start from
Oh wait, I forgot to do this. So the reportering is very funny, but I think my funniest quartering name is that I've heard so far is the cortisol. And you know when they have like those clavicular screen caps and it's like the cortisol level? I need to make like a cortisol level where it's like Jeremy's face and he's got the cortisol rising as like a little GIF that I can put as an overlay when we talk about the quartering. Because I think the cortisol is the funniest name that I've heard from him so far.
The beginning. When did it start exactly? What?
Kino Casino, who is a channel that's they focus on Kick, but they have clips channels and things like that that are over here on YouTube that are ran by their editor. Kino Casino has been going pretty hard on the quartering for a long time now.
The funny thing is about this is I think they said that they had about an hour left of Jeremy's content left because they just bring up like his shit pants stories or like his weird Schrodinger's like poor man, rich man situation. If Jeremy had just ignored them for like a couple more days, they would have been back to DSP. They would have been back to whoever, right? And they actually like they're about to go on holiday because I think that PPP had a non-refundable holiday trip with his family scheduled for now until the 22nd. So they are on vacation for a week. So if Jeremy had just held out a few more days and not flagged them, all of this would have been gone and buried, and people would have forgotten about it because it's just like, yeah, I laugh at Jeremy shitting his pants, move on, week off, and they come back and talk about something else. Jeremy has now made this the most talked about thing on the internet, and it's going to stay that way for a while. And I don't know about other people, but I'm never going to forget and let people forget that Jeremy is a piece of shit. If people want to go on the Quarterings channel, you need to tell them, like, look, you don't want to be associating with this guy. He needs to be excommunicated. I'm not saying deplatform him, but he should be relegated to his own corner of the internet where nobody ever talks to him or watches him again. I mean, he's already on Rumble, so he's basically halfway there already. We got Jacob with a 50 DDK or DKK saying, remember Ian Miles Chong has more engagement with Elon than Jeremy? Not so much anymore. The updates to the Twitter algorithm have basically made, at least in my feed, Ian Miles Chong has completely disappeared, and it's one of the good things for it. Man Rage with a 100 rupees says, Dinos soon. Dinos tomorrow about the time that I started my stream today. So 2 hours minus whatever your local time is. We'll do the dinosaur stream tomorrow. And maybe Friday stream tonight if Max and BP are free, where we just have some drinks, play some video games, or play some stream games and have a bit of fun. Bit of a smaller show probably tonight.
And, you know, he has not handled...
But they do other stuff. It's not...
No, it's not just
about,
he's their primary focus. Yeah, he's their primary focus because it's just so damn fun to pick on. But they go after.
I wouldn't even say this. I wouldn't say that Jeremy's their prime focus. He's like a side character. The Jeremy segment is probably their least popular segment until recently. But they are very much like the people in the mine digging for the diamonds because Jeremy was so boring. He was able to get away for so long because nobody could see the value in it. The same with the iDubbbz, actually. Like the iDubbbz Anissa podcast, like she ruined my career. All of that was garbage until like PPP was the one person who saw there'd be value in it, and it made it one of the funniest things ever. I'm pretty sure like the DSP stuff is a lot more popular. Let me see what it is. Metal Thing says, is he going the route of RageBig to buy views? I am almost certain that he was buying views, but a lot of his success on the Rumble page was just because of the Rumble built-in view botting, which is just where he's on the front page. And also he was getting all those views from the people that are just like, go to rumble.com, you see Jeremy, that's one live view to his stream, and it doesn't remove it. So just like a cumulative total. It seems that's the way that it works. Alyssa Clip says, how was your weekend? How was your weekend, Alyssa Clips? I heard you're one of the most hyped channels on the entire internet. Or was it number 4 or 5 in hype points? On 100,000 views on a 6-hour video. That must be nice. I wish I had those numbers. All right. Yeah, how's it going, Alyssa Clips? I think this is your clip, actually. Let me just check. I've already liked this. I've already liked it, Alyssa. Okay, so don't audit me on liking your clips.
iDubbbz and DSP and everything. Yeah. Listen, they're going to go after me at some point. They're going to go after all of us at some point. This is the type of channel it is.
The impression that I get is that it's a channel about denouncing shitty stuff on the internet.
Yeah, they just laugh at dumb shit on the internet.
Yeah, this is the best explanation of the Kino Kasip's their streamers. They laugh at dumb people on the internet, which is a very popular format. And D-Day Cobra's like, yeah, they're probably going to go after me one day. Like, yeah, if you do something stupid, you should rightly expect people to make fun of you.
Kind of what we do in a different way, but they've been going pretty hard on him, and they've been getting a lot of traction. And they've been going pretty hard on him, and they've been getting a lot of traction. And according to the quartering, they've been targeting his family.
This is completely false, obviously. Jeremy was talking about his family, and if you talk about something on stream, you can't complain when other people talk about it too. You presented this information, Jeremy, and now what? You're upset that people are responding to your content?
I don't know if like quartering posts pictures of him and his wife all the time on Twitter. I'm not sure why you would do that. Quartering talks about his wife all the time. Yeah, I guess like he talks about her all the time in his videos. I don't know why you would do that. And he features her on his coffee website reportedly. I don't know why you do that, but
I think that she's been removed from the court. They started to take her photos off the Coffee Brand Coffee stuff, just like Rumble's taking the quartering's picture off their page as well. Suffer, Jeremy. Bad Jeremy.
So when people are constantly a-logging somebody like the quartering and he's constantly talking about his family and his wife, that becomes part of the content. You know what I mean? So, and so anyway, regardless of that, that's what he was claiming. So a few days ago,
wait. What was he claiming that they were talking or doing
because
to his wife?
There's a website. There's a website called Kiwi Farms that probably has all of us linked on it and to some extent because Kiwi Farms keeps track of everybody on the internet in some capacity.
There's actually a good way to stay off Kiwi Farms, and that's just to not be retarded online. If people don't have a reason to talk about, then they won't.
There's a lot of allegations about some interesting behavior of the sexual variety. There's accusations that are being made.
Well, to be clear, like obviously Dide's being a bit safe here, but what he's talking about is that it was exposed that Jeremy's best friend of like 10 years is a convicted domestic violence man, as well as a cuckold in the Wisconsin cuckoldry scene. And not even like a hidden or a thing. This was openly. He was openly talking about this in Reddit. He was using his full name in his ID profile. And this is the guy that Jeremy was saying, like, you know, send your wife over here with their big old bouncy boobs to get into my hot tub. This is the wife that's going over to Jeremy's house to clean when he's a multimillionaire. Doesn't make a lot of sense. And they're multimillionaires too. And this is the guy that Jeremy told Josh Moon of the Kiwi Farms that he was not going to interact with him any further because all of this degeneracy that was exposed, Jeremy had no idea about. And by the way, there was like some commenter on my channel that said like Jeremy calling it the lifestyle is probably the biggest evidence that he was in this whole time, which I agree with, because that's the only people that call it the lifestyle is the people that are actually cucks. But Jeremy completely bold-faced lied to Josh Moon, and then later in a stream he said, which doesn't make any sense why he would even say this, because like you have the presence of mind to know that it's not a good idea to associate with this dude, but then he's like, yeah, he's coming over for darts. He's coming over for darts this weekend, I guess because he's trying to hit the bullseye.
Linked to what people are calling a Jewish bull from his Discord.
Well, they call it the Jew bull.
I don't know if what's real and what's not. I'm just telling you what's out there. So
behavior related to sitting on a chair.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that discussion out there. Okay? Now, I personally wouldn't be talking about this if quartering wasn't, blocking everybody. And I mean, I tried to give him advice about how to handle this.
There's also a little bit of backstory here in that the quartering was saying that D-Day Cobra and Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and Az from Heel versus Babyface, a few weeks or months earlier, he was saying that all their channels were dying. He was saying everybody's channel in the sector is dying because nobody wants to hear about this anymore, which is completely false. It's a bull-faced lie, okay? Jeremy's channel is dying. Jeremy's views are going down. And he's trying to make it sound like everybody's failing, because if everybody's failing, it's not his fault. But that's not the case. Jeremy's views are down.
Messaged him, told him to call me, told him he needs to be checked. He blocked me.
That is new, or that's the old stuff?
He had unblocked me since the first block. He had unblocked.
Right.
Okay. So
he's a blocker.
And I messaged
he blocked
him.
you the first time because he said that Gary Drinker and your channel.
He didn't even bring Drinker into that one, but he tried to bring Drinker.
No, yeah, I just mentioned it to the audience that the first time he blocked you was because of that. That was a previous separate thing.
Yeah, he had said our channels are dying.
What a thing to say. If you go to, so you can go to Playboard and you can have a look at what every channel has on their super chats. It's pretty accurate for bigger channels, but the smaller the channel is, the less accurate it is. And also it doesn't necessarily count unlisted things and things. It doesn't matter. But if you go and actually look at the total super chats for America and sometimes worldwide, D-Day Cobra / Geeks and Gamers, one of the most super chatted channel in the history basically of the world. They make perhaps 7 figures a year on their channels. It is insane. The reason Jeremy said that that D-Day Cobra, Prime Jeremy's channel, was dying is because that his other channel where he used to make videos has less views because he stopped making videos, because he pivoted into live streaming. D-Day Cobra has said that he is more successful than he has ever been, and the numbers show that he is true when he's saying that. The numbers also show that Jeremy's channel is, well, it's declining. It's not looking so good.
You guys, whatever happened, he unblocked you, and then this is a new thing that he unblocked you for.
Yeah. So he had unblocked me after the original block when we were talking.
199 all day, every day. Is this like their? I'm not familiar with the Geeks and Gamer crew. Is this like their team or something? The 199. I saw a couple people saying 199 in the chat. Is that? I guess that's their group or something.
About him saying my channel was dying and all that, and I refuted that nonsense. Then he made an apology video to me, Gary, and then he decided to throw Drinker into it because algorithm. Because making a direct apology to Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, that's actually a good point as well. Is Jeremy specifically wanted to say their channels were dying? Because if you could put Nerdrotic in the comments, or sorry, in the title, if you could put like Geeks and Gamers, D-Day Cobra, that he could possibly get a few more views. 199 is what their fans call themselves. Okay. Is it political? What does it mean? I don't know. It's a dumb inside joke. Okay. Just like I call people subscribed to my gaming channel the Giggy Wiggers. Even though someone
You
got
can get
mad
more
at me
views
saying
if you
that.
add Gary and Drinker to that. So that's why he added Gary and
You
Drinker
can
to
add
the
their
shit.
names to the
And
metadata.
Yes. And in that apology video, he basically said he follows Google Trends for videos. And I'm like,
yeah, because he just follows his nose when it comes to getting views. He doesn't believe anything. He'll just talk about what he thinks will get him the most views. Like I said, he's spineless blob that flows downstream towards the most clicks.
So you don't care about anything you talk about. You just look for Google Trends. Thanks for telling us that. So anyway, whatever. He unblocked me after that. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't message him. I didn't talk to him. I ain't got shit to say to him. Then this whole thing where he talks about the Kino Casino people and he publicly threatens them on Twitter. He puts a tweet out and he says, first will be your YouTube channel because you're in a ban evasion, which is an easy takedown. Second, I will take down your Kick channel.
Yep. Like this is now the Kick channel is still up, and I find it very hard to believe that they are going to be taking down their Kick channel. In fact, their stream has been on the front page of Kick, so it seems like the Kick people are taking notice of this. Now, they also said that they're going to start streaming on, I think they're going to be uploading everything to Gumroad, Patreon, and also putting videos up on Rumble. What I really want to see, the last thing I want to see, how this all has to conclude, is they have to start streaming at the same time that Jeremy's streaming. Now, of course, they'll still have their like Kick channel, which will be doing fine. But I got to see their their Rumble stream on the front page in Jeremy's time slot. That is the only way that this can end with like a happy ending. I think where everyone's satisfied except for Jeremy. Just imagine that Jeremy's doing his dinky little show to less than 300 people, and the Kino Casino has the Rumble time slot homepage. That would be premium content. Like Chris Pavlovsky guy, he says he's not gonna cancel the quartering. Just put the Kino Casino on the front page. It's going to be good for your channel. It's going to be good for Rumble, and it's going to make Jeremy seethe, and he gets what he fucking deserves.
You know, and he says it could have all been avoided if you just would have left my family alone and focused on me. He puts that out publicly.
Apparently using
publicly threatens to take their YouTube channel down. Then privately, he has a conversation with Null, who's the owner of Kiwi Farms. And in the private conversation, he reiterates that he will take down their channels in a private conversation. Then a couple of days later, the channel gets taken down.
Yep.
Fuck.
The Clips channel on YouTube.
That looks bad, man.
The internet is only going to read that one way.
Only one way. Now, he claims he didn't do it. I don't care if you did it or not. You put it out there. You as a huge creator put a public threat on a smaller creator that is saying mean things. Guess what, Jeremy? You say mean things about people all day long.
Yeah, Jeremy's entire career was saying mean things about people and talking about their personal life details, but now it's not okay. Rules for thee, not for me. My life private, your life public. How many videos about Brie Larson did he make? I think someone told me it was like 200. 200 videos. And now he's a bit upset because there's a couple clips about him. The real the only reason he's actually really upset about this is because they're so successful and he's envious. Because they started as a joke referring to him as Jeremy Hambly. because everyone refers to him as the Quartering, but obviously he goes by his real name as well. It's not like a secret. It's not like I'm doxing him, but he goes by Jeremy Hambly, and he had a Jeremy Hambly channel. The Kino Casino clip channel started getting all their views on the name Jeremy Hambly rather than Quartering. I mean, it was probably both were in the titles or whatever. It's fine, just SEO. Jeremy got so fucking mad, he said he was going to change one of his channel's names to Jeremy Hambly and beat them in the SEO, but he couldn't. He can't beat people unless he's getting the teacher to hold them back, to take them away, to ground them during recess so he has the playground for himself. He is a snitch. He's a Randall. He's a spineless flaggot. And this is he's always been like this.
So does Josiah. So do I. That's what we fucking do on the internet. We talk about people. It's what we fucking do. PPP with Kino Casino said it's not like the Quartering is making puppy videos. You know, he's not uploading puppy videos. He's fucking uploading videos talking shit about people. That's what you do.
Exactly.
Guess what? You put strong, you put strong opinions on the internet. Strong opinions are going to come back to you. Welcome to the fucking internet.
Yep.
And so,
I mean, I think they mentioned it, but it's the meme of the person shoveling shit over the wall and then being upset when the shit comes flying back. That's the embodiment of Jeremy.
What you dish out, bro.
Exactly.
Yep.
So when he makes this, so he then starts to. Everybody's accusing him of taking.
Oh, by the way, look, I'm not the only person with BIPOC LGB lights in the background. Okay, this Josiah Rises guy. we both have got the LGBT lights. Hold up, wait.
Oh, he's got the LGBT lights.
It's RGB. There you go.
The channels down. So then he makes this post, and he essentially says, he shows that he quote unquote didn't strike anyone. Yada yada yada.
Yeah, he showed his YouTube account, and there's no history of reports anywhere. But that's such a lame quote unquote proof because there's a thousand ways you could influence that.
Yeah, like so this Dan Vesk guy is absolutely right. Jeremy showed just the Quartering report history, which anyone with half a brain cell could tell you that doesn't make sense because Jeremy has 20 channels, and you could just make a new channel to report. So this is not evidence of anything. It's just that the Quartering hadn't reported them on that channel. He said that this was 100% verified proof that he could not have possibly flagged them. This is such a disingenuous argument that it made me convinced that Jeremy had done it. But it comes out that he used this account, which is for funny that I said there for a second, because it's the Unsleeved Media channel that was previously called MGT Headquarters. He now refuses to show that. He can't show that receipt. He showed 5 other channels, report histories, excluded the MGT Headquarters account, which is some of the most incriminating self-trap he set for himself. If it's perfectly fine to show report history, why has he stopped doing it now for the one account that we know has reports on it? It's unbelievable. Yes, it is.
It gets better.
There's a crazy twist to this entire thing.
Because the next day he's streaming and he goes to type in a web address and his web history pops up, and you can see there's a history of talking to YouTube and reporting channels on YouTube.
Thank you for your report.
And here's the thing, and then of course he goes, guys, that was for a totally different thing that's not related to anything that you were talking about here.
Yeah. It literally says it right there. Thanks for your report on YouTube.
There it is.
And he says, well, I was reporting on a different channel. It wasn't the same guys. It wasn't the same people. Here's the thing.
Now, Quartering also, I don't know how to, he's just so dumb because he tried to show a different email that would prove that this was the email, like, thanks for your report. It had a different headline. It wasn't even the same email. His attempts to prove his innocence are so clumsy that it's like some sort of thing from back in the, like 10 years ago on the internet. It doesn't make any sense. Jeremy should have the experience to know that this does not work. But he's always like the cropping the photos. He's always showing selective things which just make him seem worse. Like when he tried to show that he was rich because he made $5 million in coffee brand coffee sales, regardless of the fact that he said he only makes $1 a bag, which means that he's only making maybe a couple $1,000s a month from coffee brand coffee, but he has this massive overhead as well.
If it looks like a duck, it's quacking like a duck, it's acting like a duck, it's in the water like a duck, like maybe the chances that it's not a duck are there, but it's a bad look because you said this is what I would do this is what I would do. This is my plan of action. And then you say, well, I'm not going to do that now, guys. But everything that's happened makes it look like it's you.
Well, the other problem with this is that this is from his Magic the Gathering email as well, right? Yeah. And that's not the one that he...
You know when like Indian scammers like send you an email and it's full of typos and it's clearly obviously a scam email? People have said that they do this on purpose because it weeds out the people that are smart enough not to fall for the scam. Is it the case that Quartering's content is so bad it weeds out anyone that could have a critical comment against him. Maybe it's all on purpose. Maybe it is like 5D chess, and he's selectively bred his audience to be retards so that they'll swallow whatever slop that he shovels them.
He was showing the internet.
The one he didn't show.
Right. And
that's so dumb, man. Why would you show, like, why would you stream from your main browser where people can see your?
Oh, he's already done this.
I mean, it's not only that he streams from his main browser, but he also goons on this computer as well.
This is how the whole force cream pie.
I know. That's not the first time. So the impression that I get from him is that
BobTube asks, "Are you sleeved or unsleeved?" I'm sleeved. Okay. When I was born, I didn't leave a tip. Okay. I'm from Australia. You should know this, Bob. Come on now.
a very impulsive guy, and that doesn't think things through.
Only Americans leave a tip when they're born.
Well, you see, you wouldn't even have to like backtrack or do any of this other shit if you weren't lying. Like, it's not that hard. If you were just on the internet saying and doing whatever it is you're saying and doing, you wouldn't have to clean all this shit up. People wouldn't go, oh, we have to look into X, Y, and Z if you were just doing what you're saying you're doing. You go out and say, oh, I'm going to get your channels reported. I'm going to get them taken down. You know what? Actually, guys, that was a joke. I'm not going to do that. And then the next day, everything you said you were going to do starts happening. You can't go, oh, don't look at me. It's not like I said I was going to do this. You fucking said it like a day ago.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the Quartering's natural defense mechanism is to pretend he's a victim and that he's under attack. So he tried to turn this around, and because the only receipts that Lee showed me the receipts, was the logins to his Twitter account, which could have just been him trying to log in from a different Twitter account and then forgetting he had a VPN on. That's the only evidence that he showed that people are reporting him. It's completely ridiculous. He has to pretend to be a victim. Clampy Vegicarp with a 5 Australian says, there are a lot of Australian people in the chat today. What time is it, Australia? Like 6 o'clock or something? This is a log saw. What? This a log saw Jer and the girls at dinner using APAC or AFPAC. Apparently, he eats like a duck, swallows his sushi rolls in 2 bites. That's weird. Like, he just like doesn't chew. What's that guy that doesn't chew? Is it Your Movie Sucks? He also eats like a duck. That's weird behavior.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Kata, is that even to lie and do shitty stuff on the internet, you have to have some level of intelligence to conceal that properly. And it's like it's
clearly he's not.
Yeah, that's what's funny to me.
And the further context here for everybody that's watching that may not know, there is kind of an unwritten rule between YouTubers that you don't flag or strike other creators' channels down. There are very, very rare exceptions of direct threats of violence or completely stealing people's content with no transformative, kind of commentary over it. So, say for instance, I've already told people, like, you can clip out main event, put it on channels. You can, there's plenty of clip channels out there to do that. You can clip, stuff out from our shows if you want to put on your channel, but you cannot, if I upload a 8 or 10 minute video to Geeks and Gamers, you cannot take that same video and just re-upload it to another channel. You cannot do that. All right.
Yeah. I mean, this makes perfect sense because like, that's just content theft, which is exactly what Jeremy's doing. But yeah, it's having people clip you is actually very beneficial for you because it's free advertisement and potentially gives you, a completely new audience. So the Kino Casino clip channel was a very effective funnel at getting more attention on Kick. But what is a much more effective funnel is the Streisand effect, which is what Jeremy has activated. BobTube says with a 2, it's okay. It's unsleeved sushi rolls. Without the Norios? Oh, never mind. Now, when you mean like, are people trying to tell me that Jeremy eats, like when they said he's eating sushi in 2 bites without biting? Is it like the little pieces of sushi, or do you mean like a whole log, like a maki roll? Is he just swallowing a whole maki roll? Like he's downing, well, you know what?
That is a grounds for a creator to go, I'm taking you down. But these are very rare instances. But in terms of you're being mean to me and I don't like it, get fucked. That's the internet. You know what I mean? And so Jeremy has covered these topics before for other creators and given them very sound advice as to how to handle it. We're going to talk about one of those creators here in just a minute. But before we do that, this was him showing a lot of his channels that he showed he has no reporting history. None of them was the Magic the Gathering channel that he showed a report. Now I responded and this really pissed him off. So I says, the issue is that you publicly threatened to take someone else's channel down. You then privately threatened to do it. Then it actually happened a few days later. Instead of taking direct responsibility for your own actions and behavior, you continue to blame the internet. Fucking hell, man. This is painful to watch. He then
ratio him? You did.
Big time. Yeah. Now he got mad and he deleted some tweets. Let me see if I can.
I mean, this is the Jeremy classic. He deletes so many tweets. What happens is he has a few rums with lunch, and then he has to delete everything once the liquid courage runs off.
Because I had to
He
respond.
deletes tweets all the time.
Oh, he did.
man.
So he responded.
That's a hallmark of an impulsive man.
Yeah. So he.
That's true. He's impulsive. He's barely a man. But the thing is, deleting a tweet is so stupid because it just brings to light that the thing you deleted is something you don't want people to see. And when people are archiving everything you say, what's the point in deleting it? He just needs to put their phone down. It's time to have a digital detox, I think, and an actual detox in rehab.
He deleted these tweets right here, calling me out.
Like the only time you can delete tweets and get away with it is if you have nobody paying attention to you. Like if you have a Twitter account that you've just been saying the N-word on for years, and then you decide to like make it your main profile, you can go back and delete those maybe. But even then, sometimes people can find you for it.
And he's saying, so the real reason Jeremy is mad is because of money. What are you talking about, man? I'm literally telling you that you have a responsibility as a big creator to not crush smaller creators. And then he says, gosh, it's so easy exposing these people. Jeremy is
Simpsons reference. That be no man. He's a remorseless eating machine. I ask you, chat, does this looks like a man that looks like he had all he could eat? Trucker Rob with a $1. Much appreciated, Trucker Rob. Big supporter of the show.
in my mentions riding the hate wave. Of course, even after I've disproven the flagging allegations, he admits what I always knew about him. The truth doesn't matter. He's just mad and counting my money, apparently.
Did he cut your
He 100%. He unfairly clipped out my entire reply and built a narrative around it, which is...
This is another quartering classic as he crops things to try and present a certain narrative. I don't know why he thinks this will work.
Yep. Shady as shit.
That's insane.
Yeah, he cut my reply. My full reply that he cut out was right.
Bro, it's so
right
hilarious
here.
how people think they're not transparent.
This is what he cut out right here. So it doesn't matter when you have 2 million subscribers and a massive contract with another platform. You're always bragging about how much money you make. You cannot, under any circumstances, that's what he cuts off. You cannot, under any circumstances, threaten to flag another channel that are being mean to you, especially when he's in the same business as I'm in. Where we criticize people all day, every day, because I was responding to MAGA Mike right there. So then I messaged him and I said, dude, you really need to have somebody talk to you. You have my number. Call me. He blocks me.
I mean, that's a nice thing to do. Like, you know, a lot of people make fun of internet friendships, but like actually DMing him your number so you can call him personally, that seems like a very generous thing for DD Cobra to do. And what did Jeremy do? He threw it in his face, blocked him.
Immediately when I sent that.
Did we ever find out what the oranges are for? We're still trying to find out. I've got Grok expert mode running on it right now, and it still hasn't come back with an answer. We have an entire division in South Korea with a bunch of people on computers, a bunch of Korean office ladies trying to search every instance of what the oranges are for. We don't know.
He blocks me. So then a person that is famous for this is Mundane Matt Jarbo. All right.
The Boulder King himself.
Mundane Matt lost his whole career over false flagging of YouTube channels several years ago. In fact, the quartering was at the center of all of this when it happened. Mundane Matt has been kind of leaning into this whole thing, and Matt uploaded a video yesterday that I think is as perfect of advice as you can give.
Oh my goodness, an ad. What the hell?
オンラインショッピングにはデジタル脅威がつきものです。NordVPN.
This is what Matt Jarbo said to the quartering.
This is funny because, like, you have to remember that Matt Jarbo is he's recording this in between his Uber Eats deliveries. That's why he's in his car, because that's what his career is now that he got laughed off the internet for being a flaggot. Could we see Jeremy in the car in the Tesla Cybertruck doing Uber Eats deliveries? Please, God.
Okay, I haven't addressed this in video yet, but I'm going to be doing a live stream later on tonight to kind of go more into it. But let me just say this, because I feel like after Jeremy did 3 videos about me when my situation happened in 2018, I kind of feel like I owe him one, at least one, right? Let me just kind of start with saying this. Jeremy, do an apology video. Come on, get your phone out. You can do it. Drunk, sober, it doesn't even really matter. Just go out there and admit you fucked up, because you did fuck up. Whether or not you flagged or not, let's be clear about that for a second. You threatened it publicly. You said it privately, and then it happened. All right? People are going to start connecting those dots, whether you want them to or not. The internet is nothing if not great for jumping to conclusions. And there is no preponderance of evidence you will ever be able to present that will ever fully exonerate you. And it just never will. You're never going to beat the allegations of this whole thing. Believe me.
He knows.
I know. So your best course of action, make a video. Like you told me to do the same thing at MythCon 2018. Make a video. You told me that like at least 3-4 times while I was there. Make a video. Own up to your mistakes. Own up to your mistakes and come clean. It's not going to stop the bleeding, but it can help. because this whole thing is going to break out of the sector.
Now, this part, what he's about,
it has escape containment. Asmongold's talked about it. H3's talked about it. The entire internet has talked about it. We haven't heard from Charlie yet. We're waiting with bated breath. Maybe Hassan will throw in his few pieces of wisdom.
To say just came true today. So he uploaded this video yesterday, and Mundane Matt, his words came true today. What he says right here, this is the most crucial part of the video.
And when it gets out of the sector, you're going to have your larger commentators talk about this. Hassan Piker, maybe. Going to blow your ass out of the water with that one, right? Charlie, Moist Critical, you know, like some of the big name dudes who don't like you are going to come after you. H3 is going to come after you. These guys are going to come after you. And when they come after you, there's no containing the breach.
So the funny thing about the H3 thing is, like, H3 did come after quartering, but like 5 years ago. And this video, the content court, the quartering, which is on the H3 podcast channel, still holds up today. Some of the comments on this are very funny as well. Like, people are saying like how right and how prescient H3 was even 5 years ago. All of this that it happens in it holds true.
And the message that they send, the narrative that they present, whether it be true or false, will not stop the hemorrhaging. This is your life now. You're never beating the allegations. So, you know, I don't want to sit there and be all like schadenfreude about it or anything, because I am an empathetic person.
He's still mad. It's great.
And I'm going to give you the advice you never gave me. I'm going to tell you the reason why you should do this.
Matt Jabo,
because this is the best thing to protect not only your mental health, but whatever shred of credibility you are going to have left in this space. Because take it from me, once you lose the trust of your audience, you're fucked.
Perfectly said.
Yep.
I know, dude.
And listen, he
I can't believe
cooked in that video.
Fuck. And look who covered it today.
Yep. I watched this live.
Oh boy, whoa, buddy, it's over. Asmongold is now covering it. Also, H3 is covering it. This is exactly what Jarbo said. Here we go.
And yeah, what's your opinion on what's going on with the quartering?
Audio's a little
I think
low.
The quartering is I think he's totally fucked up. If you want me to be
He's
honest,
fucked
I
up.
think he's totally fucked up. And I think it was a massive mistake to try to deplatform Kino Casino. I can't see why he would do that. I think it was ridiculous. And
Ridiculous.
yeah, he's going on, bro. Well, I'm just saying in general, right? I think it's very, very odd to do something like that, and I don't really know why you would want to.
Well,
And-
because you're deranged, seething, talentless, sour grapes, all of those things.
And he's spiraling. Yeah, I mean, he kind of is. I mean, I would say it's something like that. And he's felt he's a cuck. He's finished. Maybe. Yeah.
He's felted. He's a cuck. He's finished. I love that soundbite.
No. And isn't a coffee brand called Coffee Brand Coffee? Yeah, I think it's something like.
He's felt it. He's a cuck. He's finished.
Even DA Cobra likes it.
He threw it in there. Yeah. Like that. The quartering got really washed. Well, I think the problem is that a lot of people.
Look, wash is the one thing that Jeremy has never done. You can see the grease coming through the screen.
People don't like the concept of being criticized and having people criticize them, obviously. And because of that, I think that what happens is that they think that they can shut somebody down doing that, but almost every single instance of somebody trying to shut down criticism, what ends up happening is it creates a larger effect that just makes more people aware of it. And I think that's the main issue. No, it's weird to go after his wife. The thing is that...
Now, this is the part that Asmon gets wrong.
It is weird to go after a person's wife.
See, I don't think Asmon has all the answers right now and all the details, but his answer here at least still makes sense.
But it's even.
I mean, I swear to God, I haven't watched this clip. I didn't pre-watch this, but I mean, DD Cobra just seems to be a very on-point guy. But like, a lot of normies do think that the Kino Casino was going after his wife, which simply isn't true.
Weirder to have a chance.
I mean, it is weird to go after someone's wife. That is true, but that's not what was happening here. And I think that like any time that the quartering brings up this wife thing, people need to throw in his face that this is just not true, and it's just he's hiding behind his wife like a child hides behind their mother. He's very immature.
Channel shut down.
Thank you.
So the problem is that if you have like being harassed or something like that, you're really trying to report people for like bullshit and getting people's channel taken down. Like there are a lot of reasons why you can get a person's channel taken down that you could rationalize, justify, make excuses for, or something else. But I think the reality is that if you allow something like that to happen, you're just going to make everything a lot worse. And that's called the Streisand effect. Yeah, it is. It's kind of what Nick Merckx did to 8 Thoughts. Well, I don't know really about that. I have no idea about it. And
well, like the quartering flagged 8 Thoughts as well.
Go after his wife. But what I'm saying is that nobody wants to have other channels get shut down because there is some sort of issue that you had with the channel owner, right? And
so that's the gist of it right there. So it's broken containment, as Jarbo was saying, and
we're breaking the conditioning. Rah.
I want to be clear. Like I am not telling. I have never been a person that says if you're a supporter of this channel or this person, you can be a fan of the quartering all you want. I'm not here to tell you you can and can't be a fan of. I don't care. There's people here. You may or may not believe this. There are people in this chat that are subscribed to Epic Mike. I don't know why. I don't know why, but they are. But so I'm not. This isn't a like telling you who you can and can't be a fan of. This is to.
I heard apparently Sean's wife woke him up and he went to bed. But yes, the Sean picture was very funny and I enjoyed it. ASMR felting to fall asleep to. This is the meme radio. We're sending you off to the cloudland with the dulcet tones of felting Jeremy, the cuckold, the quartering. Hope you're having a nice sleep over there, Sean, and a nice morning to wake up to tomorrow.
Address an issue that
you guys didn't see, like, wait, what? You didn't realize this? This happened earlier in the show. I'm not sure if we still have the thing. Sean was watching my stream on Locals, apparently, and he completely fell asleep. Look at him. He looks so adorable. I love it. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Has unified the internet.
It's late.
We do not.
He's sleepy. He's tired. He's got a real job.
Any, capacity.
He can't make it
when
to the end of the live
people are
stream.
being mean to you. That is unacceptable. So, Mike, what do you got to say?
So, I mean, the other side of this too is one of these people that quartering is a big presence on Rumble, which is a platform about free speech. And you'll turn around the same day that you're getting accused of false flagging and shutting down channels for being mean to you, and then say, go over to Rumble and support Rumble. Do you know what that makes Rumble look like? It makes it look like a right-wing echo chamber that doesn't care about free speech and will silence anybody that doesn't agree with you. So
it's also very weird because it's like Jeremy's actively going out there and destroying channels so that they have no option, no recourse, but to go to Rumble, which is very, very bad optically.
You now make Rumble look bad, and everybody that's trying to associate with Rumble look bad. The reality is, and we said this the last time the quartering had a crash out, that you cannot sit there and try to pretend like you're better than everybody else. And then when you get attacked and people come after you, get upset and then try to and still try to double down on being better than everybody. Because at one point he was like, they're just attacking me because of my faith, because I'm a Christian now, and they don't like me because of that. And none of that had anything to do with it. Moral failings aside,
Very
whatever
true.
you have going on in your personal life, do you, boo. But the problem is, and the reason they're coming after you, the reason they're coming after your marriage and all the other personal stuff is because of you going after other people for the same exact things. So if you're going to promote yourself or purport yourself as some moral authority on something, you have to be squeaky clean. And you're not, and you never have been. And if you're going to have a pass on the internet, you need to be able to own up to it and say, guess what, guys? Sure, shit's happened in the past, or embarrassing things have happened to me in the past, or whatever.
I mean, Epic Mike's saying quite a lot here. This is the first time I've heard him talk, but he's doing pretty good. His flow's pretty on point. I will say that it's interesting that like you have these lolcows like Nick and Quartering, because when we talk about them, it's like a double cuck feature because they're so similar to each other. Just one is a lot fatter than the other one. But I guess Nick has a couple of years to catch up or something. Or maybe not. Maybe Nick's older. I don't know. But one thing that we're noticing is that they live in this parallel universe where they have a completely different perception of reality, which is just not true. Like Nick was saying, like at the courtroom, he was like cool and collected, and he's just like, hey, I'll offer some friendly advice. Why don't you check on your CLEs? The reality is, it's like, you've got to check on your CLEs. What do you say to me? You didn't hear me? It's like and then the quartering is just like he's living in this fake dimension where he's like this big successful Don guy that everyone respects and that he's getting all this pussy, when the reality is he has to pay women to talk to him in his show and nobody takes him seriously.
And then guess what? If you want to use the Christian card and you want to say that, that's the perfect example of this guy. It's, you know what? I used to be an idiot, or I used to do a lot of stupid stuff, but I found religion and I'm trying to turn my life around, and I get it. And you guys can make fun of me all you want, but you know what? Things happen and people change, and I'm just trying to grow just like everybody else out here. But that's not what you did. You had other people trying to defend and run interference for you that all work for you. It doesn't look good if Jeremy does something.
Yeah, like as we revealed on as it was revealed on Camelot stream yesterday, when he had Stuttering Craig tried to reason and just let out some courtesy, some friendly professional courtesy of, I'm going to be going and talking about your boss, Jeremy. And Melanie Mac decided to run interference and send all the DMs to Jeremy. So now that's a bridge burned. You cannot trust Melanie Mac with any private conversation because she will just send it to her boss. She's completely on his side in this situation. Now, Hannah Claire, maybe a different situation. She showed up to work on the quartering. Maybe she has a contract. She does have a new baby, so maybe she can't. It's not as easy. But if she doesn't say anything, maybe she does co-sign what Jeremy's doing.
Stupid, and then every single one of us is running interference for it, even if we know what he did was wrong.
Half of them don't do that even when I ask them. So,
and here's the thing: I will say that Jeremy has never asked us to do this, but the reality is, like, hell, even here, Jeremy has never once not owned the Zack Snyder situation. We openly talk about it. You can't use it against him. It's like people trying to go after Gary. Gary dealt drugs. He has been very open about his past and about what he did. We've all tried to be.
Yeah, you make a book about it.
We have all been very open. And
to be fair, like, yeah, I can kind of understand this because, like, so Hannah Claire's father is like some white nationalist guy or something, or at least that's what his Wikipedia said. Maybe it's just, like maybe it's just false narrative or something. I don't know much about him. But maybe it's very difficult for her, and I can understand that. But it's still taking blood money. I assume she has a husband too. What does her husband do for work? Tim Pool fired her? Is that why Jeremy picked her up? She can write for the Daily Stormer. Didn't they shut down?
About where we come from, and so when you attack those parts of people, there is nothing to actually attack. There's no traction there because everybody already knew in the first place, and they've been honest about it. You're not being honest about who you are as a person. You're not being honest about your behavior, and regardless of whether or not you actually did or didn't flag all these channels, yes, you publicly stated you would, but your character has shown that you are a liar, that you are not consistent, that you will pretend and play the victim like a fucking leftist would and act like everybody's attacking innocent old you when people that have your best interests at heart are saying to you, dude, you need to stop because we don't want to see you disappear. Nobody wants to see you fall into irrelevancy that actually gives a shit about you. But instead of that, you attack all the people that have your back. You attack everybody. You're blocking people left and right, going after people, and you can delete tweets, but the internet's fucking forever, man. So everybody can see that you're prone to crashing out and saying stupid shit. And that's not even when you're on alcohol. When you're inebriated, you post even dumber shit on the internet. So like everything that's happening is a culmination of your behavior from the time that you started till now, and the fact that you've never really owned up to it and admitted, guess what? I was wrong. And if you can't admit that you're wrong, then the pile's going to keep getting bigger and bigger until you can't overcome that. And you know what? I don't want to see that happen to anybody. But you kind of, at this point, get what you deserve if you still can't sit there and go, you know what? I fucked up. Let's try to move on from this. Kino Casino isn't doing anything other than reposting the shit that you've said.
There we go. I think this guy's hard to interrupt. He's really good at this. Let him cook. I want to let him cook, but I just want to say, does Hannah have an NDA? Jeremy has said that none of his female employees have an NDA. And that may be true because they probably have non-disparagement clauses, which is different. So technically, he's not lying.
And reposting the shit that you've done on the internet. So you just own it and say, yeah, it's true. It is what it is. So it sucks. I mean, I don't want to see anybody on our side of the internet fuck up like this. But man, oh man, dude, you're kind of asking for it when you act like this.
I want to add something too. Talk to him, Frost. There's two more things that I need to add to this to continue to add. And there's a reason I wanted to address it tonight because I had initially said I don't really want to continue to get into this. But Alyssa Clips had a video taken down for cyberbullying and harassment.
And this affected me personally because I was listening to that video as it was taken down, and I actually messaged her about it. But like, this is the move that they do is they wait for someone to start flagging, and then they try and take down the clip channels. And there's a lot of people that are upset with clip channels, and they see this as a cover for them to flag them as well. This is the problem. Like, if you just even suggest that you're going to start flagging people, flaggots that are hiding in the wings that have perhaps been driven off the internet, they're going to use this opportunity to get those clips removed that they've been seething about for years. Alyssa Clips has a lot of enemies for some reason. all she does is clip content. It really, she doesn't even add her own her own opinions on things. I mean, maybe in the comments or something. But like, being mad at a clipper is just like being mad at a mirror. You're just like showing yourself who you really are.
Was around the quartering. This was a video that was on the quartering that was taken down. And then Rantman had his video taken down. So my quartering stream got taken down for harassment and cyberbullying. Although the timestamp that it showed,
about 5 people have had their stuff taken down in regards to this.
Was me criticizing Melanie Mac's video. No slurs or anything that broke guidelines. Only a warning, though. So there's that at least. So
apparently
there's other channels now that are being affected by this. And so I can't just sit there as somebody that watches this stuff or follows this stuff. Like I didn't want to keep dunking on the quartering. But if we keep seeing more harassment and more, videos taken down, then we got to speak up about that shit because this is just absolutely ridiculous.
Especially because when all the shit with what Goonergate was going down, you're noticing a lot of the same people that play the victim and were the ones that purported and caused a lot of this, are the ones that are being protected through all of this.
And can we just take a moment to appreciate how ridiculous it is that Jeremy was on the side of Goonagate when he was actually caught with his own personal files that he's got on the Too Hot folder and the forced Reddit cream pie folder. He's one of the biggest gooners in the section.
No, it's not like random videos are being flagged for no reason about anything. It's all protecting all the same people. And if all roads lead back to the quartering, where do you think everybody's going to keep looking?
Yep. And what is the one channel that he continues to refuse to show this entire time? The one that he got caught with the links.
Yeah. That shit's dangerous, man. You might think, oh, they're reporting on drama. The Tuesday Night Main Event is doing drama now, but that shit that it makes it dangerous for all of us, that sort of precedent. When people start like silencing others because they don't like what they're saying, that's something that affects our jobs. And
apparently Chud Logic had an entire video about the bull. I guess if you're interested in learning more about that, you can check out Chud Logic's channel.
Affects your entertainment if you like to hang out on YouTube like us and with us. And it's something that's very important to talk about. It's not really about the drama at all.
It's like taking a fight to the Continental. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that.
There's rules, man. There's just general rules.
Yep.
It's a great comparison.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
is Crimson Desert good? I don't really have that much time to play games. I just play the same games over and over. But I did see that Windrose was now in early access, and I really enjoyed it. That's the pirate game, Windrose. It's no longer a free demo, but it's like, I think it's like $30. I might go pick it up this weekend. Who knows? Although we're going to do Dino Stream this weekend, so tomorrow.
You know, imagine you threaten someone of death, like you death threaten someone, and the exact people that you death threaten suddenly start showing up dead. All of the people that you threaten start showing up dead. And it's like, of course the police is going to go to you. Of course you're the one that people are going to think about.
Hillary.
There was a really funny clip of PPP saying what this Dan Vesk saying. Is that how you say Dan Vesk? Where it's like you have a guy at the pub who's like, I'm going to kill my bitch wife. It's like, and then she turns up dead and he's like, hey, you said you're going to kill your wife. And he's like, yeah, but I said I would stab her. It's like, can we see your knives? No. I said I was going to strangle her, not stab her.
Some exceptions.
That was really
it's the moral superiority thing too that makes everybody go, well, you can't say that you're doing, like Mike said, you can't say that you're X, Y, and Z, you're doing ABC. Like people are going to call you out on it. And especially if you're in this space and you're like so personal about everything that you do, people have a sense of who you are and how you act. So if you are doing that and you show them
stolen joke alert,
of course people are going to go, well, what the fuck? You told us, hey, you were going to get these guys deplatformed, and now you're saying that you didn't do that when everything you said was going to happen is happening. That makes people think that you're a liar, and it doesn't make people want to, interact with you. And like Jarbo said, he had an opportunity. All he had to do was just own up to the shit.
Yes.
Like, I did this, or I was thinking about doing it.
I think this guy claimed that I was stealing his post as well about Jeremy saying, please don't fire me. But I did come up with it myself. But to be fair, pretty much everyone came up with it. But yeah, from time to time, stolen jokes, it does happen from time to time.
Obviously, and I went through some steps, but then I backtracked and it just ended up happening anyway. I apologize. Something, so people can give you some kind of leeway. But instead, you doubled down and you had too much pride, basically. And now look where you're at. Like, you're fucked now. Like, there's really nothing you could do. You are fucked. Like, his whole thing is screwed. He could come back and he could try to say all these things. And the only thing people are going to think about is this moment right here where you lied and you just didn't own up to everything that you were doing. So,
the worst thing you can do if you've got an audience is be reactionary, dude. It's absolutely the worst thing.
Apparently, this guy, I don't know. Apparently, people are telling me he's like a really famous metal singer. I don't know. Sorry. It's funny that Dan Vask has a 1 million plus channel and he just casually on stream commenting on the quartering. You'd be surprised how many people are into internet drama. A lot of people won't admit it though, because they don't want to be seen as enjoying a little bit of a guilty pleasure, because everybody kind of loves it,
You can do.
Yeah, I mean, like on the internet, the reason we all have followings is because people are sick and tired of the phony mainstream kind of mentality of we have to pretend to be perfect. The reason that YouTubers get followings is because people relate to their individual creators that they like. And when you feel that you're better than the audience or better than your fellow creators that are trying to look out for you, people see through that. And that is 100% what his mindset is right now. He is too good to worry about what. Now, I do think with Asmongold, if Asmongold covers this more, I think this might be the wake-up call for him. But I think it's too late. But I think it's too late, to be fair.
It's too late.
But yeah, so that's the mentality, is like people like authenticity and they like people that are honest and genuine. They're not looking for perfection. They're not looking for people that are never wrong. They're looking for people that are honest and are willing to admit when they're wrong. That's
this is like the complete opposite of the quartering. He's not honest. He's not genuine, and he's a slimy piece of shit.
All people are looking for, generally speaking.
That's why he's so threatened, I think.
This is why, like, in my opinion, who's the goat of YouTube is PewDiePie. Okay. Pewds was always like willing to accept when, he got caught up in things, but he was always genuine.
I mean, he did say the N-word on that bridge, so I got to respect him for that. I think like PewDiePie is like retired in Japan now, and I think he's taking part in the cyclothon with Sea Dog VA and abroad in Japan. They've raised like $600,000 for IDF. With IDF? No, wait. The Immune Deficiency Fund. I have to. It's the one that Iron Mouse has. So apparently PewDiePie is bicycling around Japan right now. So that must be fun. I wish I could go bicycling around Japan. Must be beautiful over there. Actually, should I show you guys? I was going to show you this later, but like, I'll show it at the end of the stream.
Was always real. He never felt
like
he's
a normal guy.
Just a normal fucking guy. It's why PewDiePie will always be respected as the GOAT of YouTube. I don't care if he's not the biggest creator anymore. He was always real and always came off as like real. Look at somebody like Ninja, for instance. When Ninja was the biggest gaming creator, he was a guy in his bedroom playing video games, cussing people out on the internet. He got big. Do you know what he did? He had this big, massive studio that made it look like he was corporatized. And guess what? People stopped listening. They're like, we don't care about some corporate bullshit. You can look up the documentaries on Ninja. Like, his viewership fell like 94% when he went to this more like corporate bullshit. He had his fancy studio that was not related.
I mean, Ninja did take a massive fucking bag, though. I think he got like millions of dollars going to Microsoft's streaming website. They like closed down, then he went back to Twitch. I'm not so familiar with him though. He's just like a Fortnite loser.
Family friendly. Went family friendly bullshit. Like,
he's
so
got an $8 green screen that you tape on the back of your chair.
Yes.
Like one of the hardest videos to watch ever is Ninja trying to do the Fortnite dance in front of a crowd.
That was so bad.
That's painful.
And like looking at like right now, who's the king of streaming? It's Asmongold. He's got 7-Up cups laying around. He's got 3-day-old pizza. He's got roaches crawling around, and people fucking love him because he doesn't give a shit. He's real. He's authentic. He doesn't care. He also does not. He's also not scared of his audience. He respects his audience, but he's not scared of his audience. And when I mean scared, it's like you have to be able to give an honest opinion, regardless if you know your chat's going to roast you for it or not. Like, and that's going to happen from time to time.
Yeah, dude.
And a lot of people are terrified to get like Jeremy is a king of like not wanting to give a strong opinion on something because he's scared to death of his audience being like, no, you're a fucking retard and you're wrong. Guess what?
Like, he would be a fence sitter if you could actually climb onto a fence and that could support his weight.
That happens every video, no matter what I say. So
there have been so many.
Is this true? Did the quartering actually say you're next Alyssa during one of his streams?
I've said something on a stream and somebody pushes back super fucking hard on it. You're a fucking retard. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And because I stand on my opinion and I'm not changing it because I'm worried somebody's gonna stop watching me, most of those people still watch me to this day. And some of them are very like loyal supporters that are there every stream because they know, you know what, even if I don't agree with you, I know you stand on your opinion and I know you're not trying to pretend to be something you're not. And that's always been the case with all of this stuff. And notice, none of this is about the drama with the quartering. It's about how he's acting now. Notice we're not talking about his personal life or any of that stuff. You know, it's all about how his behavior is now, because guess what? We're not saying we're better than him. We're not saying that we're better people than him. We're saying authenticity is more important. And right now, every single person on this panel, as far as I can tell, is being as authentic as we possibly can, with the exception of Dan not admitting he eats capybaras. But that's fine.
Wait, who the fuck is questioning on the panel?
Would you eat a capybara, chat? It's like a big mouse, basically. I think I'd try it. I'd eat guinea pig. Although guinea pigs are very adorable, and capybaras are just like mega guinea pigs, right? But it's like a South American thing, I want to say. I'd try it. I mean, I've eaten some pretty weird shit before. I do live in Asia.
Dan, he says he didn't eat capybaras.
Oh, I was like,
and I know he eats capybaras.
Right before I eat
I am not allowed to.
Hey,
talk about
when I
this.
eat dogs, I tell you guys.
I cannot legally talk about this, guys.
Yes. Let's go here. Whoa, buddy. So wrap me up. Whoa, buddy.
Distraction.
That animation is so good.
He's pissing in his basement. He's sleeping in his basement. He's pissing. He's a piss sleeper.
He's a drawer pisser.
Casino shit is so funny, man. Like,
dude, I'm not joking. When they said he's a sleeper, it was like 3.
The thing is, I can't read caps anymore without thinking about PP's voice. If someone says anything in caps, I'm assuming it's supposed to be read as PPP. No Eat Cappy. Everybody loves Kita. I have a special place in my heart because I used to watch The Tick when I was a kid, and The Tick had a pet capybara, right?
In the morning, and I had to walk out of the room because I didn't want to laugh super hard and wake up my family.
Yeah,
it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
It's
so
this
good.
is impossible to say
like,
he's
getting
a something
roasted is
without-
funny. Like, you know,
Exactly,
it sucks,
exactly.
but you can also look back on it afterwards and go, "That shit's funny." Like, it's hilarious.
No, like this
we're
one right
all-
here. How can you not laugh at this shit? This the anime.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, PPP stole his entire voice from Gilbert Gottfried or whatever, but I mean, I always picture PPP as Iago from Aladdin, but I guess that's the voice actor.
Patience they added to it. Like
Inconceivable
that is
guy.
awesome.
My
Oh, here we go. Right here.
my phone is under attack from the woke left.
Oh no, what the heck is this? Heckin' YouTube stop ads? I thought it was on my right. I thought it was
Definitely
on my
tired.
Oh god.
Ever notice how dark and sunken in my eyes are?
We've noticed how dark the bags under your eyes are, buddy. I only talk about it every day. He's Raccoon Man.
Little tired today. It was a long
He's
night.
always tired.
What are you fresh?
Oh man, look at him though. He is tired.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Take a day off. Look at his eyes. They're just bloodshot. Look at his left eye. It's completely bloodshot.
That's pretty bad.
What are you guys going up to?
Again, I did watch the Mummy last night, and there's that scene where that guy's eyes get taken out, and it looks exactly like Jeremy. It's kind of crazy. Why do I not have ad blocks? It's because I have YouTube Premium, but I don't have it on this account, and I don't want to pay for it twice. I love YouTube Premium. Garfield's a bizarre adventure with another 5 says, I wouldn't be surprised if EVS was going after Elizabeth Eclipse. He did say he was going to go after her. He did say that he did say she was harassing Nick and that she was trying to get Nick to delete himself. What? That doesn't make any sense. She just clips his content and posts it on a channel. That's not going after somebody. He should be happy that he's getting some attention. He needs it. My man Nick, he can't get over 600 live views, allegedly. We were streaming the same time as he didn't beat us. Maybe if Nick Rekieta wants some tips on streaming, I'd be happy to help him out, you know. As a no, I'm a tiny streamer. I'm not going to pretend I'm not, but we do have a couple big shows. I do know a thing or two about putting together a live stream, but apparently I don't know a thing about not seeing ads on YouTube. Or my camera fucking felting me when I'm trying to interview Mama K.
What are you guys going up to?
I love this
what are
part.
you guys up to?
I love this part.
What are you guys going up to? What are you guys going up to? What are you guys up to this weekend?
Distraction alert. He has a problem with words. His brain doesn't work so good. He's trying to be an actual entertainer with these problems.
It's so good.
I like that one. That's my favorite clip. He's trying to be an actual entertainer with all of these problems.
Oh man,
that's fantastic.
It's so good. Lazy Shell. You guys can go watch it on Lazy Shell.
Yeah, this is Lazy Shell. Funny guy.
He's good with words.
That's fantastic.
His brain is small.
Dude,
And listen, man,
Raccoon.
All right, I think that's the extent of it. Oh dear, what a fun one. What a fun little stream. All righty, chat. We'll probably be back in about 6 hours to do the Friday stream. No promises. I need to get out, have some lunch, do some work. I'll see if BP and Max are available. Dino stream tomorrow. Much appreciated. Big support. And yeah. Peace. If there's more Jeremy stuff, we'll cover it.
Now it's time to see which of our stories are based. Was this story based? Yes. Was this story based? Yes, it was.
If you thought this story was based, you're right.
This tale of a mysterious force protecting a pharmacy is based. Is this story based? Did you think this one was based? If you thought this one was based, you're right. This story of a gun that wouldn't fire at innocent people was actually based. Was this story of vengeance in the forest based? Not this time. Was this story based? Yes.
The two stories tonight were based